It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, April 26th, 2024, and we are coming to you live. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Woo, woo.
Yeah.
I think Joe's trying to mess with me.
Why?
What's happening?
What's going on?
This goddamn light is so bright.
Right in your
over
face.
Here. It's like a stoplight. Deer in the headlights. Shining.
It looks like it's aimed a little bit more towards you.
I don't know what happened, but it is so bright. It's just
Joe?
I don't think it's different.
It's not.
it's horrible.
I have not changed any setting on that light.
I'm about to smash it.
Okay. Well,
What are you saying, Joe? My son did it?
no, no. Like I would never accuse.
Got somebody in my family in here messing around with things?
Somebody that lives in this house.
I don't think so.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it does make you look a little bright.
Pale.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Pale in the noonday sun.
I mean, we're not even broadcasting anywhere or streaming anywhere. So what does it even matter? Why do we need these things that just distract and make everybody uncomfortable?
It looks the same on Bone TV,
Does
though.
it?
Thanks, Carmen.
Yeah.
Yes, she's right.
Maybe you're just a little more sensitive today.
Maybe. I don't
Maybe
know.
you got to get your eyes checked.
I will tell you this. This was weird. So, they had the NFL draft on last night, so a lot of the sports channels were showing the NFL draft. So for hockey last night, it wasn't on the normal channel, but they were showing it on HBO. HBO is showing a lot of stuff. Like they showed a lot of the Final Four.
They showed what? Hockey on HBO?
Yeah, live on HBO because it was on. I think it was on TBS, but it was also on HBO.
Like
well,
HBO
Max.
3 or whatever?
No,
it is.
Max.
I get it. The app.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
but yeah.
I had a hard time finding it at first.
Same. And that's why whenever you can just, Google and then see what it's on. So it was on TBS and it was on Max. So I'm like, oh, okay, Max, I'll turn on Max. HBO, stuff's too dark. We already told you about it with Game of Thrones. Yeah. You're too dark.
Yeah.
It's too dark. Like, it looked like somebody had my TV on like half power. I'm like, what is going on? Is Stamkos playing tonight or who is that?
That sounds actually right now. That sounds wonderful. It sounds so wonderful.
There's a couple of movies I can't watch because they're too dark.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see what's going on.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I say that. People go, too much for you. I go, no, too physically dark.
Yeah.
I can't see it, Yeah, I don't know, Gio. I don't know. Joe did not snicker when he turned that light on.
Is there a way to turn it down?
No.
There is no way to dim that light.
Nope.
Oh, there isn't?
Really?
No.
I don't believe
I mean, there
you.
is. But
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not for you.
Does it have one of those bags over it like this one?
It does, but
Yeah.
that's a brighter bulb or whiter bulb at least. It looks like because that one's a little more soft, and that one's definitely a whiter, brighter bulb.
I need a softer light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I right, Joe? Do you
It
see
looks
that?
like, yeah, from here it kind of looks like this one's a little warmer on Mike.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm
I
saying.
require that kind of warmness.
Like this one's whiter, and this one's warmer over here.
Yeah.
Spanish and I get the warm lights.
Damn right.
I don't get
For a
it.
nice tan.
I don't need any light. I'm white enough.
You give off your own light.
Yeah. Unless I do spray tan, then Joe puts a spotlight on me.
That's right.
I'll be honest with you. I don't like any of the video setup.
No?
It's not Joe's fault.
Okay.
I'm just saying I don't like
What do you
it.
think? What do you
No,
got?
I mean like
Whose
it's,
fault is it?
but like I'm not. It's probably set up correctly. You know what I mean? But I just don't like it. It's too close and
Yeah.
so
Angles.
Put it up.
I think Joe.
I saw a video that I had posted a while back. It was whenever Van Halen got back together with David Lee Roth, and it was going into Eddie's solo for Panama or whatever it was, and the lights go out, and then the spot is on Dave, and he goes up by Alex Van Halen, and it's like 5 seconds into Eddie's solo with no light on him, and he goes, "Spotlight, a-hole!" Just yells it into the
That came with my feed the other day. I don't know. I'd never seen that before, but it's funny you mentioned that. Yeah.
I reposted it, so maybe that
Yeah,
has
that's
something to do
what I
with
saw.
it.
Yeah, that was good.
Funny.
But it was so great because he just goes, "Spotlight, a-hole." I was like, you do not want to be yelled at by David Lee Roth.
I think about that all the time. How much that sucks. We'll never see Eddie Van Halen again.
I know,
Yeah.
but how great is it? That was what I was thinking is we got to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and they have those T-shirts. I was alive to see Eddie Van Halen. You know, the different people like that, and that's why I go to some of these shows. Like you're like, I don't know how much longer. You know, some that are older, some you
Yeah.
just don't know what's going to happen.
And that poor Wolfgang is eating his feelings, man. I'm not saying that to make fun of him. He's got a bad weight problem, and to be such a young kid and be so big.
And he's successful. He's
yeah?
doing well. He's a great musician, but I think he would be more successful if he wasn't fat.
Yeah. Well,
I'm serious.
I don't know. I think he'd certainly be. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here, but he's just too young for that, I think. And
Isn't he
it's
like
just-
40?
No.
No, he's young.
I thought he's like in his 30s or 40s.
Maybe early 30s.
Yeah. He was always fat though. Wasn't he fat when his dad was alive?
Yeah, he's got his dad. He's got his father's talent, his mother's fat
For
gene.
a little while, he slimmed down. He wasn't thin, but he at least, didn't look massive like he does. He is 33 years old.
Oh, come on. Get your life together. You're not a kid. 33.
33.
That's like everybody acts like he's 18.
And he's married too. He got married.
Yeah. She's hot.
That's
though.
another thing.
She is hot, though.
That's another thing that poor kid, his father didn't get to go to his wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, I say this because you always saw what a close relationship they had, and then now, I don't know.
Well, imagine not having a
tough.
father at all.
Right, Gio? Right?
Well, what's worse, not having a father or having an awesome father that is taken away from you?
Yeah, later in
Father's
your
comes
life,
first.
so you have a relationship with him.
Had I not had an evil piece of, I almost cursed, horrible stepfather, I think it would have been okay not having a father, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm good. I'm good with the way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that if my dad and I would have gotten along with me growing up. I mean, it wasn't like we didn't know who he was, you know what I mean? But I mean, we didn't see each other a lot. But I don't know if it would have been better if he would have been around, because he and my mother didn't get along. My mother was a little bit crazy, and that could have just been 10 times worse. Mm-hmm. I think I might have worked out perfectly the way it was.
Always does.
That's why I'm pretty independent and as fat as Wolfgang. All those things worked out just perfectly. 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. I don't know what I'm supposed to say and what I can't and cannot say, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
I'm going to respectfully say it anyway. We have a listener named Dave who is probably one of the most loyal Bone listeners. We all know him, and he's a listener to all the shows. He goes on the cruise. He hangs out with us, but he's not like a pain in the ass. He's like a good dude. Like, we've known him for a long time.
Big part of the Bone fam. Like they organize stuff where him and a bunch of other people are always together, but he's always definitely there and celebrating stuff. And
he's very reliable. He's just a good dude, and he had a brain aneurysm after the cruise. He came back, and he's been in the hospital ever since. And things were looking really good for him, and now I guess not so good. I'm saying it's some complications, and he has to go back in for brain surgery. So if you're into prayers, if you're into beads, one of those things, just hit him up with your beads, will you?
Definitely have been.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys that we really care about. Like 3 or 4 you could go, we wouldn't even know the difference. But Dave, no, I'm just kidding. No, we know Dave personally, and he's one of the nicer guys. It's like Medicine Man. If they called us from the hospital, we'd be like, well, it's probably his time. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, he's caused enough chaos in people's lives that maybe God's calling him home. You know what I mean? But no, he lives forever, and poor Dave is in there suffering. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers. There's also a GoFundMe, but you do whatever you want there.
Yeah.
We got a good show today. Harlan Williams is going to be here, and we haven't had. I don't know why he hasn't been touring for a while.
Yeah.
We haven't had him on since we were in the old studio, and that's years.
I think the last time he was here, the show was off or we were doing something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was here, I feel like, about a year ago.
Okay. Well, I like him. He's been good on
great.
this show. We'll bring him in here. It's the first time he's been here.
Yeah. He's like, I would say, the right amount of weird. He's just weird enough where it's not too weird, but he's definitely weird.
He's also likable weird. Because there's certain weird where you're just like, shut up, weirdo. But
Let me explain
he's likable and funny and weird, you know.
The right amount of weird. Harlan Williams gets arrested, and they find bones in his freezer. You go, all right. I didn't think so, but I believe it, you know. And then, that's the kind of weird he is.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't expect him to be having kids trapped in his basement,
Yeah.
but some weird stuff in his freezer. I go, yeah.
He strikes me as the type of guy that buys medical oddities to keep them in his house.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a squirrel's brain. Something like that.
Yeah. If you hook it up to these wires.
Which means watch our weed is what you're saying?
Yeah.
How are we?
The fact that he was in Dumb and Dumber, he's already a hero in my book.
Yeah. And he's so weird. I remember seeing Half Baked as a kid and then watching Half Baked when I was older, and I was like, I didn't really know that he was a touring comedian. I was like, that guy is so weird.
To like monster comedy movies.
Yeah.
What did you say? Oh, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Ethan Suplee in Wolf of Wall Street. You had him in Wolf of Wall Street. That's that's always forever on the resume. I turned the TV on yesterday, and Godfather 1 was on. And my poor wife, what I did to her yesterday, she was sitting there next to me with her face buried in the phone, doing work or whatever she was doing, and I just was explaining the whole movie to her. I go, no, but this is where you can see the transition where Michael turns, and she didn't even lift her head. And I go, you see what's happening? And I'm just getting now. Carlo tells her to shut up. And I'm just carrying on, and she finally looks at me and she goes, you're making me hate this movie. I go, why? And she goes, just like you don't want to watch what's that show? I wish you would leave.
Yeah.
She's like, just because I like that so much and I try to get you to watch it and you automatically hate it. That's what you're making me hate.
I've done that before. I've paused the movie and said, I need to explain to you why this is so good right here.
Yeah.
Like, this,
what do you
that
mean?
is-
You're missing out. You gotta know.
I'm like,
I need
such
to
a guy thing.
I need to mansplain this to you.
No.
Because obviously you don't understand what watching a movie is.
We're trying to involve you in things that we love.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yes, no.
And you're doing,
I'm
and
telling
you're
you.
mansplaining it.
Listen to me. I'm not
You're the worst.
mansplaining. I'm telling you right now that I did the exact same thing to my wife last night with Shawshank Redemption.
That is called mansplaining.
No, but it wasn't mansplaining. Listen to what I did. Shawshank Redemption.
Galvin's going to mansplain to you how he did not mansplain.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the part. Well, you don't know, Carmen, because did you ever watch it?
Yes, I have
Oh,
seen
okay.
it a million
so
times.
it's the part where the warden is talking to Tommy because Tommy said he knows who killed
Right.
Andy Dufresne's wife and that whole
Such a
thing.
good scene.
Right. And that's all I said to my wife. I go, have you seen this part? And she goes, I'm not sure. Because she's seen parts of the movie at least, whatever. I go, this is so brutal because you think, finally, somebody is standing up for Andy, and it seems like the warden is like, you got to be able to testify. You promise you'll testify in front of an open court and all this. And he says yes, and he puts a cigarette out and just turns and looks, and Hadley shoots him from the guard tower, and you're like, oh my God, it's over. He's never going to let him go.
That's so
Nothing's
fast,
over.
Tommy.
And the way Tommy, he kind of bows you. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
he's
would.
so proud of it.
So great.
Yeah. Oh, it's brutal. But I wasn't mansplaining it to her. I was just saying,
Pointing
this
out.
is such a great scene. Like, this is such a pivotal, great scene in the movie.
I did
As
the
a
same
man
thing with
explaining a movie.
Yeah,
you
well,
were
No, not
mansplaining.
explaining.
No,
Not explaining.
Wait till we watch Lord of the Rings, Carmen. I got you. I'm gonna mansplain
Never.
the whole thing.
I'm never watching a movie with any of you guys.
Listen,
You guys
they-
sound like the worst movie partners ever.
To the depths of Mordor, this ring shall return.
By the way, that's what's so funny in Shane Gillis's Beautiful Dogs stand-up special. He says about the ladies in the audience, and he goes,
Yeah.
I know you're dragged here by your boyfriends who always in the car, like, listen to this part of the podcast.
I mean, you guys don't know how to watch movies.
Yeah, it's
Not true. We
No,
know
it's
how
true.
to watch movies very well. We just don't like the movies that you guys
I'm like, he knows Fredo did it. Just look at his face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at his face.
the minute you feel his stomach drop.
Yes.
When he says, yeah, no, you don't know, but Johnny Olin knows all that you did.
Oh,
yeah.
And then the shot of Michael that just looks, gives him a glance, is like, oh, did he just say that
Yeah.
he did know him? Because he said he didn't.
Because he knew the whole time,
Right.
but this really just set it straight.
Let's watch it right now.
That'd be so good. That should be just our show from now on. We just watch Godfather and Shawshank and talk about it and explain it to Carmen.
I hate the show.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing how much you guys miss in movies.
Can I tell you something that really threw people for a loop? I mean, the internet was buzzing with this. Hot or Not.
Oh, really?
What's going on with Hot or Not? Well, what did she do? She didn't even do anything wrong. I thought it was just criminals. Well, yeah, all right. I just threw a curveball in there. I guess there was a story, and I thought, hey, maybe, one lady says Galvin's an idiot and thinks all these nobody from Minnesota can be attractive. You guys know.
said that. You
Yeah,
said
you
that
guys know
yesterday.
I had that
Yeah.
tattooed on my back.
I've seen that.
But other people were like, well, did she bang a kid? What's going on? This is just a good story about two people. I go, yes, relax.
Oh my God, hot or not?
We need drama.
Yeah, I will go back to it, man. Gee.
Not allowed to change, Galvin.
Yeah.
Not
I
allowed
mean,
to change.
it is wild.
Nice.
One guy said, he goes, has Hot or Not jumped the shark? Is it over now? And I go, hey, has jumped the shark jumped the shark? What's that saying? Ugh.
God, first they turned Geo's light too bright. Now they're doing this. What's this world coming to?
It is wild.
Overwhelming.
Still, huh?
Yes, it's overwhelming.
Maybe you're a vampire. Hey, Carmen.
Gio prefers to be underwhelming.
Yeah.
Carmen,
Yeah.
I realized something.
What?
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
What happened?
I just realized I had a dream about you as you were talking before.
What's up?
Did she throw her back in the dream?
Don't ask a question.
Oh, sorry.
He threw my back out, Gio. Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
All right.
I sneezed and farted and coughed and threw my back out.
God damn it.
You sound a little bit clearer today.
A little bit.
Carmen,
What? Yes?
No,
I can't remember it, but I do love you.
Carmen, what's worse? Mike explaining his dreams or explaining movies?
I'm gonna go with movies on this one. I'd rather hear about his dreams.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's just because you're involved.
Mamma mia. Can you mansplain his dreams, Galvin?
I don't want to
I don't know.
anything.
Wasn't Monica in your dream a week or so ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're
now
just,
Carmen?
Yeah, you're just another notch on his belt, Carmen.
This is the third Carmen dream in a matter of a month.
Oh, man.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
I didn't even see you yesterday.
Yeah, no. Why would-
You didn't stick around for the luncheon.
Oh, God, no.
They had good food, which I could eat and not cheat.
Que pasa?
Que pasta.
It looks good. It's still sitting out there on the table.
What?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, JoJo's slipping.
Oh, grab me a taco.
No, she throws it away in the morning because she
Right.
leaves it for the people that like work overnight and stuff.
No, they don't come. They don't get nothing.
But that's what I'm saying, no
they
one-
don't throw it away.
Yeah, they
They're
don't take
garbage.
care of it. They should.
Those jerks.
But
Was it just a bunch of kids yesterday? Who all went?
oh
You
my
went?
God, so
I
many
went.
kids.
So I went.
I don't have children. I didn't go.
No, yeah.
I was
didn't
gonna
know.
grab a kid.
That's what I said. I go, and thank to JoJo for saying, hey, heads up. It's bring your kid to work.
Yeah, but that's why Disney was there, and frankly, you just grab one of those.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, well, then it's just going to be all kid. Like, they're not going to have anything important with a bunch of kids running around and doing stuff.
I saw Frank.
The fiscal report for. Okay.
Frank is Frank is one of our sales guys, and he's not the tallest guy in the world, but he's so used to hearing all the jokes that he doesn't care. And he walked in, and I looked at him, and I go, and he goes, I know, where's my parents? And I go, okay, good. Glad you said it,
He beat you to it.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I wasn't the first one with a great idea.
Oh, man.
I saw Dizzy's Employee of the Month.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
look,
got the MVP.
Little mini bobblehead.
So
Did
I have
you
a
guys
question.
do that?
No.
No, I have a question. Did anybody vote this month for Employee of the Month?
No.
Did we get an email that said that? Because I am notorious for not seeing emails that everybody gets.
I assume the fix is in. JoJo just picked somebody.
But I think we got banned. I think we got banned from picking
yeah.
because we
Because
colluded.
collaborated.
Yeah, we colluded.
Yeah.
I've only voted one time. for
Right.
one
Yeah, me
person.
too.
That was the one, and we made her win.
Yeah.
And then JoJo questioned our integrity.
I'm offended by that.
Yeah.
Is
and
this
now-
Christina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I told you this. I think I said it off the air. Christina put a post on Snapchat or one of those things about how she was feeling so not confident in herself, and I said back, I don't know if this helps, but we voted you number 2 most bangable in the building. I go, that was a close number 2. I'm gonna be honest with you. Those are only things you can only say on Snapchat.
Yeah, for sure.
No. I was trying to think of who else won. Somebody else got a
I think Sam.
Sam. Yeah. I don't ever want to win. I don't
It's
think
nice.
Oh, I don't care about winning. I'm just saying we got our voting privileges taken away.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I'm just saying I was watching them give away the award, and they were like, this person is always available. They're the first person to help. No. And I went,
Dizzy got that award?
I'm none of these things. Well, Dizzy, they specifically said for like running the board last minute, and Jason Reeder said he's the only good thing about the Mike Calta Show when he's on, it was funny. Dizzy's reliable. Dizzy's one of those guys.
Did they recognize me for 17 years?
They did.
Oh, damn it.
They
I missed
did. They did. Here's what.
Where's my plaque? Do I get a plaque?
Plaques are like a 20, I think. 15 and 20.
Oh, I got the certificate for 15.
Oh,
15.
Oh, yeah.
They had several people up there yesterday who had work anniversaries, who have been there for 17, 18, 20 years. It's unbelievable how.
And you didn't know who they were?
No, I did.
We had nicknames for him.
Yeah. I go, what? Oh, Stilts? Yeah.
Hey, good for shoulders.
Yeah. Oh, I did. I gotta tell you out there about that.
No.
Oh, boy.
But I'm just saying, I worked for all the companies, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, that guy worked here for 2 years. That guy worked here a 3-year contract. This guy. And then all of a sudden, everybody comes here and they work here like 15, 18 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It really is. It's a good company to work for. I'll tell you right now, Kevin Nealon's a part of it. When Kevin Nealon came in and he said, "You guys got a great pension program after 10 years," and I went, 10 years? I'll never be here 10 years. Almost 20 years.
Yeah.
After 10 years, you get it?
Not you.
Yeah, I
You
think
don't know me.
changed.
but I think it
I know the
changed
company.
after a certain time.
Yeah.
We were already vested.
Yeah. Yeah, we were locked in, and then because the company was owned by the family,
Correct.
and now it's not owned by the family,
Right.
so that changed. But the people who are there are all taken care of, and this, that, and the other thing. I don't know.
I don't believe we're ever getting that money. That
Yeah.
Social Security.
No.
No,
It's
I
like,
just
get outta here.
read an article yesterday about what all the hedge funds here in America are doing with our retirement plan. It's not looking good.
Listen, can I just tell
No
you though?
one's ever retiring.
I forgot about the pension,
Mm-hmm.
and Galvin reminded me about it, or Mike Olivera, one of you guys. You sent me the paperwork, and I went and looked at it, and I was like, "Wait a second." So with the pension, my 401k, Social Security, my wife's same thing. We really could retire.
You could for a couple of days. And
No,
then
no,
you'll be
no,
all
no.
right.
I
You
mean,
will be set.
Yeah.
well, no, I'm telling you, the money that I have put away, designed for retirement, is enough for me to retire now, not live this same
Right.
kind of lifestyle.
Oh, yeah, you're flying coach for sure.
But I,
That's my first thought.
Yeah.
We have enough money to sell this house, live in the condo, and fly first class.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll still be okay.
Here-
We're going to travel a lot.
here's the problem though: is I feel like the pension money and the 401k money and the Social Security is all fake money because I don't have it in my hand. I would rather they gave it to me and let me invest it and do the stuff, whatever. Because you always see movies or you read articles and stuff of. I was there for 45 years and now we don't get anything because they sold the company and it went under and this guy
Yeah,
kills himself jumping out the roof. And
You also see that movie where the one guy with the wonky eye turned it into $8 trillion,
Yeah.
and everybody questions.
Michael Berry?
Yeah, everybody questions his judgment. He turned into $8 trillion.
he did listen to heavy metal.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
See, Metallica is the key to success.
I don't mean to be a downer, but the problem is we our hedge fund companies that have all of our retirements and 401ks are investing in Chinese companies right now.
Hey, look. So when the Chinese take over, we're gonna be like, "Oh, we
No,
have
I
been
don't,
investing in your company a long
I
time."
don't think that's going to be a good
You
thing.
don't know. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm learning Mandarin from John Cena right now.
All right. Oh, he is a good
From
teacher.
John Cena?
Yeah. It's master class.
Can you think of a more perfect human than John Cena?
Yes, Penelope Cruz.
No, I don't mean physically.
Oh.
I mean physically, he's perfect.
Do you know how he learned Mandarin?
No.
This is the craziest thing was he was talking about it because somebody asked him what do you makes you
Why?
learn Mandarin?
Yeah.
WWE gives classes. He said they will give you classes in anything if you're in WWE. And he said that I signed up for Mandarin and he goes, I have a tutor that comes to my house. WWE pays for it. He goes, I've been studying it for 10 years. He goes, and I didn't want to be the old guy that's looking at these young kids going, hey, you realize you get all these college courses for free to better yourself and do all this stuff. He goes, so thanks to WWE, I know how to speak Mandarin.
No kidding. I thought he did it. Well, I mean, they have a huge market over there, so
Yeah,
that's smart
yeah.
for him.
For sure.
That's so funny though.
When he speaks it, it is so strange.
It looks like
yeah.
it's not coming out of his
right.
mouth.
Wow.
It's like when Tom Segura speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
And you're just like, no.
It's like
that's-
those old kung fu movies where it's
Right.
dubbed up.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
thinking-
Kung Fu is good.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
I was hoping that Andrew Santino was coming in because I wanted to talk to him about that Stanicki,
Yeah.
Nikki
Yeah,
Stanicki,
Nikki
whatever.
Stanicki.
Because I was like, oh man, they should have got somebody funny instead of John Cena. They should have got John Cena knocked it out of the park. He did a good job with it. He did a good job in that movie.
When I was in LA last, I was with Santino, and he told me a story about Zac Efron's face. And I can't tell the story, but I was going to try to get him to tell it on the show. But now,
I think they've
I-
told that story before.
And I think it came out.
all right, let me tell you. He told me the real story.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was going to try and get that story.
Okay.
out. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
did you not tell us on the air?
I think I
Because
told
think
you.
Yeah.
Not on the
okay,
air. No,
yeah. All right.
Well, I can tell, like, TMZ put it out that he was, like, drunk at his house and he fell and he hit the counter and
That
he broke
is
his jaw.
Not
Yeah.
true.
That's not the story.
No,
okay.
no.
But I'm just saying, that's the story that's out there. That he was, like, drunk and he was in socks
I
and
don't
he was
know
running
that-
around his house.
No.
And then he fell and he hit the counter and the counter broke his jaw, literally took a piece out. And he had to go get, like, surgery to put it back together.
He's had several surgeries.
Yeah.
And
By
I'll tell
choice.
you. I'll tell you when I see you.
Okay. But by
Yeah.
choice? or because he had to?
Both.
Okay.
He had to, and he had to fix his face. Mm-hmm. You know.
Got to fix that beautiful face.
Yeah. I don't know. I Santino said it, and it was like, but and was like kind of whispering it. So he didn't say don't say it, but I'm not going to betray him, so I'm not going to say anything. But yeah, he did say that Cena was great too. You know, everybody because you get this thing and nobody knows what it is. But I don't know. I'm surprised he's not doing more movies.
Santino,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he's good.
he does a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He's a very good actor.
But I think he can carry. I think he can carry a film. I think it's a matter of time. You know what I mean?
he texts back very quickly.
Does he?
Oh my god,
He's a good dude.
yeah.
I like him. I there's so much comedy going on in LA the week that I'm there because that Netflix Comedy Festival is there, but I don't think I could do any of it. It's just it's going to be too crazy, you know. Bert's on Saturday. Tom's got a show. Verzi's got a show out there. My wife and son are going to that I Wish You Would Leave show.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh well, I'm so glad that my son likes that, so I don't have to go. You know, it's weird. I don't think that that's
he
not
likes funny stuff. So
yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that's not funny. It doesn't
Not
do
for
it for
you,
me
yeah.
like it does for them.
people that like it, you don't like it because they like it.
Yeah.
No, I just think the guy it's all his comedy is frustrating and like the one where he can't open the door, he refuses to open the door. Yeah, the first time I saw that I was like, oh, it's laughed, and then it went on too long and it was too much, and I go, okay, now it's just frustrating me.
That's why I think that's why I like it is because it borders that line of funny, but also it makes you feel.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I'm
Makes you
not
feel
saying it
upset.
doesn't have a quality to it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, my wife and I, we have similar humor in movies and stuff, but not when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. It's
She-
no Midnight Run, I'll tell you that.
I watched Tom Segura's special like a kid on pot for the first time, laughing, and she did not think it was that funny. You know?
Really?
She liked it. She thinks he's very funny, but didn't laugh the way I laugh. Like I was in tears laughing. So my
His
dog.
last one?
No, the second to last one.
Oh, ball.
One before, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
My daughter made me laugh so hard yesterday, and I can't really give you the full impact. So we're talking at the meeting. Jason is well, they have the kids up there, and the kids are giving away awards and talking about parents and stuff, and it was cute. And then Jason got up there and started talking, our boss, and my daughter takes my phone and goes to the notes section, and she writes a notes. Why did this guy have to start with this boring ass?
Oh no.
I started, and then right after he said that, he looked at me and he pointed me out for something. He was like, "Right, Mike, with this," and she wrote, "Why did he have to make that awkward?" And I go, "Yeah, exactly. Now you know my life."
Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoyed seeing everybody yesterday.
Yeah.
Just once a month, once every 3 months is perfect. got a lot of things done. Had a lot of little meetings. Got a lot of. It was fun.
That's
it was
good. I'm glad.
Did you come see your office?
Nope. Nope.
Jojo spent hours cleaning it,
Yeah.
getting it ready. Yeah, and all
I
the
saw
stuff
it on
that,
FaceTime.
right, but everything that she left in here is for you
Yeah.
to take.
Ship it over here.
Well, she,
I'll grab it.
They kick me out of my office. I'm not going to get it. Ship it over here.
Who's going in there?
They're going to turn it into like a green room or something. Dom's finally going to get his wish of having a.
What?
It's going to be a.
yeah, they're putting couches in there, even though we have 3 couches 2 feet away from it.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It's dumb, but I don't care. I'm here. I have nothing to say about it.
Wow.
Now when they're like, "Hey, I'm going to like, nope, I don't have an office."
Yeah.
Took my office away.
You want me to grab that stuff and bring it?
It's a lot of stuff.
I mean, I have a pretty big trunk.
No, let them ship it over here.
All right.
Where is the other sign?
What are this?
Is the sign
Oh,
that
it's at our
was
place.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we they couldn't fit it. I could put it in my truck. Now. Yeah. They couldn't fit it in their car, so
Unfortunately, yeah.
when you go to Sarasota this weekend, you can swing by and get it.
no, that was last weekend.
Yeah.
last weekend we were going to Sarasota, and then I got invited on a boat.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of empty wall space here, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking we definitely need to get that
Right.
sooner than later.
I'm trying to help you out. We can put that sign right in front of that light.
Yeah.
Block it.
That would be a great idea.
We could hang the sign from the ceiling.
Oh, jeez.
I don't think that's necessary.
We?
I mean,
Yeah.
That is.
you know.
I think it's a hallway sign.
All right.
Put it outside.
I actually think it would look great there. Take
Yeah.
that one down and put it up there.
Yeah.
Because that I like that other sign.
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
I mean, that sign's okay, but
Yeah.
that stands out more where that could go pretty much anywhere.
All right, let's do that.
Well, didn't Carmen say you can't really see any of the signs in the video?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
None of the
It's
signs
too
are.
close. That's what I said. It's too
Yeah,
close.
That's the way
Camera's too
somebody
close.
set up the camera angles.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the camera angles, then you guys would be too far away.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
correct, Carmen.
I
right.
prefer
Listen, I know I'm with
All
you,
right.
Joe. Kind of.
All right.
But
I'll take kind of.
yeah, I'm kind of with you, kind of with them.
Okay.
But also, there's way too much stuff in that room.
Yeah, well, that's why you're not here. We don't have any room for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
A lot of
Yeah.
wires, too.
Too
Well,
clutter.
the wires part I could understand, but everything else seems to fit.
No.
No.
What would you get rid of, Carmen? Spanish?
I knew it.
No, seriously. What would you get? What would you get rid of?
I mean, like your whole desk behind you area, it just looks like a bunch of boxes and trash.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
trash.
you're actually very right about that right now. There's a box over there and there's trash over there.
And there's just a lot of cords and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Ground.
Yeah, we
And
do
then,
need
like,
to make
behind-
the equipment work.
But then, like, also, like, behind Galvin right now, like, you can just see an outlet with
Right.
one plug, other side. And then, like, a couple boxes. But it's just like, no, but I'm just saying it's just weird.
Well, I don't
Like,
think
there's just random
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
They put those outlets. I can't remember why. There was a specific reason they put them up so high, but I cannot remember.
But all the stuff in the room,
Yeah.
you can't. But like I know because I've been in the room, so I know there's a lot of stuff in that room. But you can't see any of
Yeah.
the stuff.
You're saying we need the cords for the equipment?
Yeah, they power the equipment. They're a necessity.
Have you ever
Somewhat
seen anybody
necessary.
straighten the cords or put them to the thing? and
Or
do
like
that?
group them.
Yeah.
No, you just put them in a
You
big
just
giant
lay 'em
mess.
like that.
Like that?
It is
Yeah.
so wild with
It's
them.
grouped right
He
there.
used to have them taped down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
but
tape
the tape's
came
gone.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tape.
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 You know, they make heavier rubber things you can put over them.
Yeah.
We
They
can
make
do
like
that.
sleeves that you can put them in to
Yeah.
like color coordinate them, so you know what they go to.
There's actually companies that do all that. That's what they do. Yeah, that's what they do. Is they do it so it's all nice and tucked up underneath and do all that
I
stuff.
kind of enjoy the non-professional Wayne's World type look. It gives it character.
So whenever the old man gets up and kicks 4 cords out,
Yeah.
And also, when the fire starts, you're gonna need to know what cord started it.
Oh my god, dude!
Listen, I'm
We're
just,
in here.
yeah. Well, good luck.
Oh,
Wow.
Just don't get rid of the drum set. We get a lot of drumming in here.
yeah.
All right. So make sure that stays. That's
I think
my
it's
only
great, Michael.
request.
The
Drum
number
set
one
just
thing we
looks
have in
cool.
here that's used is the bar.
yeah.
The bar that
Yeah.
Joe built.
Yeah, Joe's the only one that uses
I
it.
second that.
Yeah.
What are we drinking?
Everybody's unhappy. I see how it goes.
I'm very happy, Michael.
Your beats say different.
Oh, my beads are very happy also.
All right, let's take a break. Come back. We'll play Sporkle. We got stuff to give away. It's the Mike Calta Show. Harlan Williams will join us in the 9 o'clock hour. This is 102.5 The Bone. Why? What are you?
I want to put it in my playlist.
Okay.
He wants to buy it.
I don't buy it anymore. I bought Apple Music, so now I just have it all because I bought a bunch of albums and then realized if I ever switch from Apple, it's not going to matter. I can't take that music
Yeah.
with me. So
Yeah.
Well, that's how I feel about Frontier.
yeah,
I got rid of
You got all
Frontier
those-
and I lost all my movies that I bought from them. I lost all the movies that I had on. And people don't email me. Oh, you can get on the app. I don't want to get on the app. And I lost. Like I had The Godfather. I had all 3 Godfathers. I had Green Book, and I had all That Thing You Do. All these movies that every night I could just put on and go to bed.
Yeah.
And I don't have any of those anymore.
I could do you one better. I bought like 10 movies at $20 a pop on Karishma's YouTube. That now I have. Yeah. And they're all movies that she is never gonna watch.
Now
like
Clarence Carter's watching them in the can.
Yeah.
If only you had some sort of streaming service that had all those movies. At every
Yeah,
point
no.
in time.
It's listen. I watched The Godfather on that.
Yeah.
You know, that's where that's my go-to. But they have a Godfather channel
Yeah.
that hasn't worked since we had it. And I've sent them 3 emails now, and I said, "Hey," and they're like, "Oh, we forwarded it to the technical."
Have you
area."
reloaded your stuff?
Yeah,
when you
it
did that?
doesn't work. It still says no signal. But the Al Pacino network, for some reason, always has a
Damn right.
Godfather movie on.
You know what I
So-
noticed about the Godfathers on that thing is that there's no subtitles when they speak Italian.
Well, you
Yeah.
can turn it on.
Oh,
You have to
can
go
you?
into your settings
Oh, yeah.
on there. Yeah, because I found that out with Shogun. I'm like, this is too much. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I could kind of read faces and like, good Lord. I mean, it was stretches of like 20 minutes. And I'm like, I don't know. And then I was like, this has to have subtitles and went in and switched it. I was like, okay, well.
We were watching the Planet of the Apes movies, and the newer ones, and the monkeys have subtitles, and it wasn't showing that either. And
You
I go,
don't speak monkey.
I go, I have no idea. My wife and my daughters are watching for the first time. I go, we can't watch this.
Yeah.
If you don't know what the monkeys are saying.
Is that the new one or one of the older ones?
Well, no, the new ones. Like the one with Caesar is the ones we watched.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's another one coming out like next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the new Dune movie yet.
The new Doom movie is really good.
Yeah, it's very good. Dune 2 is out now on the streaming service.
So I may have to try Dune 2. Now, I'm telling you right now, I did not enjoy Dune, the first one. I fell asleep like 4 times during it. And it
You
just
did the new one? The first one?
Yeah.
You didn't like that?
I did not like
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
But
I had to watch it twice because the first time I was like, I don't know what's going on.
yeah, and that's what I felt like. And but everybody says Dune 2. You don't even have to like Dune 1 or watch it or anything. The Dune 2 is too.
I just know they whistle and then big worms come.
No, they,
Right?
no,
That's what I know about Dune.
That's when
They
it's
don't
time to
whistle.
have sex, Chad. Bring me a big worm.
Zendaya is so gorgeous. I'll watch anything she's in.
By the way, have you seen the new movie she's in where she's like a
Challengers.
tennis coach thing,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
and she's like doing threesomes and everything? They say the sexiest movie of 2024.
Well, yeah, because she was like a tennis pro, and then
Right.
she gets hurt,
Yeah.
and then people are like, "Oh, will you coach me?" And they're guys, and then she's coaching guys. And
She's
then
on the road with them, and,
Yeah.
and she's showing them how to grip the racket, if you know what I mean.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm in.
Hold-
Just
hold
like
the-
my dream, Carmen.
Hold the balls like this. Yeah.
dude.
What?
Me and
Whenever
my
you're
dad
going to
played
serve, you
that game
kind of do the balls and then you tuck them under your
I think
shorts.
Oh.
she's going to win an Oscar. Because of
I
that.
hope so because of the tennis
Yeah.
ball.
As a threesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
Who wouldn't vote for that?
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Zendaya's pretty.
Yeah,
she's the
she's
best.
hot.
She
in
used to be
Dune
on a
too.
kid show with with the other
Bella
girl,
Thorne.
Bella Thorne, and I'm like, this can't. I'm getting punked. I'm watching the show, and I'm getting punked because they were both like in their late teens, you know. And I looked at I looked at Galvin one time, and I was like, which one? You picked Bella Thorne.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bella Thorne.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they got older and separated and went different ways, Bella went dirty dirt.
Yep.
And Zendaya
Yeah.
said, "I'm going to be a super Oscar actress."
Yeah.
She's gorgeous, but she's also a phenomenal actress. In Euphoria, she's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
amazing.
I can't watch Euphoria. I don't know how you watch it.
Yeah.
I
It's
have a daughter.
Well, yeah.
It's really she's really good in that show.
Bella Thorne's also a great actress. I don't know if you guys have seen The Babysitter on Netflix.
Yeah. Is that the horror movie?
Yeah. Yeah, she's really good in that.
I'd like to see the babysitter on YouPorn.
That
Different
yeah.
kind.
Well,
Yeah.
it's her, and then I forget the main blonde chick who's in it. What is her name? Samara Weaving. She's an Italian actress or Australian actress.
Yeah.
She's also gorgeous in The Babysitter.
Tommy Lee is a good-looking guy. Like, just overall, he's a good-looking guy, and he just happens to be famous. Like, he's a good-looking Greek dude.
Yeah.
And he's got great charisma and all that. And then he marries Pamela Anderson, who was the hottest thing in the whole 90s. And then they made a child, and that kid is beautiful. And that kid used to bang Bella Thorne. And then he was like, later. Yeah, he kicked her to the curb.
I'm looking at Samara Weaving. I would like to call her not Margot Robbie.
Yo, there's
I'll
like
take it.
3 actresses from Australia that all are
But
not
she
Margot
looks
Robbie.
a lot like
100%.
Margot Robbie, but she's not Margot
100%,
Robbie.
yeah.
Is Margot Robbie Australian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Kylie Minogue had that
Right?
not Margot Robbie look for a little while when she
Isn't
was
it weird?
younger. Yeah.
All the hot blondes come from Australia. I know.
Or Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But have you seen the side by sides where they take an actress and an actor and they look exactly alike in the face?
So weird.
The comparisons, yeah. And then once you see it, you can't unsee the dude. When
I
you look
know.
at the girl, you're just like, that's a dude.
Well, I'm not going to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it.
Look it up. I'm telling you.
I'm hungry today.
Yeah, me too.
What are we getting?
I can't get anything, Gio.
Oh,
Thanks
sorry.
for walking
Why
me down
did
that
you cheat
lane.
again?
No, I didn't
Chicken
cheat.
McGriddles are healthy.
No,
Protein.
they're not. That is not how it works. All right, what do we have to give away, Carmen? McGriddles?
No McGriddles. We have tickets for Heart and Cheap Trick. Our last pair
That's
is
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want them, get them. We have tickets for Hailstorm.
Favorite heart song, Galvin?
Favorite hard song's got to be Barracuda for me.
What about Crazy?
Crazy on You is great.
And then the slow ones. They got good slow ones, too.
And they do Zeppelin covers, too.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Get ready
That's
for
pretty
some
cool.
Zeppelin tonight, and Cheap Trick does some Beatles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carmen, go ahead.
You're good.
Try to get that out. Sorry.
Heart and Cheap Trick, Hailstorm, and the Marley Brothers.
The Marley
Yeah.
Brothers.
When is the Marley Brothers, Carmen? I'm sorry for asking.
Of course you go to that.
I do want to go to that.
Hey,
No beats
let me look.
you.
October 4th.
Thank you, Carmen. I appreciate
plenty
it
of
very
time.
much. Yeah.
Plenty of time.
All right. Let's give some stuff away with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper. Sporkle, Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. Carmen, what are we playing today?
All right, today we're playing Missing Word TV shows C, A through Z. Okay? Give me a minute. All right?
I got it, Carmen. I'm
So
not
these-
stupid like these guys.
So they're all TV shows that start with the letter C.
Okay.
You're going to give me the ending word that starts A through Z.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay? So I'll give you A, then give you the title. You're giving me the missing word that starts with that letter.
I don't like it.
Got it?
Got it.
All right, your first one. A, Charlie's
Angels.
Spanish. B, Code.
Blue.
Brown.
Rob Lowe. What'd you say, Galvin?
I didn't say anything.
I said black.
Spanish.
Oh,
Code Black.
Damn it.
Code Browns when you poop your pants. When you
Yeah.
fart.
Yeah. We got a code brown.
That's a great show.
Cow and
Chicken.
Mike. Clifford the Big Red.
Dog.
Geo.
Oh.
Geo.
That was Galvin.
Thank you.
Galvin.
Not even in the mix.
Galvin gets the point. Your next one. Curb Your
Enthusiasm.
Pap.
This is a tie. There's no way.
I say me, but
I mean, I say me.
I say me.
I know.
All right.
tie.
No point.
No
Tie.
point.
Ties all. We all get a point.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Oh.
What? That's a tie.
No.
Gio is right on that.
No point. F. Crazy like a
Fox.
Mike. G. Curious.
George.
Galvin. H. Chicago.
Oh.
Mike. I. CSI. Crime scene.
Investigators.
Investigator.
Investigation.
Intelligence.
Investigation. Mike Calta. J. Crossing.
Jordan.
Galvin.
Oh.
K. The Cisco.
Kid.
Mike. And Pap. We are halfway there.
Gio is not on the board. His 1 point was stolen.
Thanks, Joe.
Spanish has 2. Galvin has 3. Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 5.
All right, we are playing Missing Word TV shows A through Z. Your next one, L. Cagney.
Lazy.
Pap.
Gio.
Gio gets the point. His makeup point.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you, Joe.
M. Come fly with
Me.
Pap.
I need integrity.
That was me.
That was Gio.
It was not me.
That was Gio.
Gio gets
Gio.
the point.
O. The Crazy.
Ones.
Galvin. P. Crime and
Punishment.
Galvin. R. The Colbert
Report.
Report. Mike. Excuse me.
That's my name.
Pap.
That's my name.
Yeah, but I heard someone before you.
Oh, did you?
I did, so that's why I'm going to Pap.
I heard Mike Calta.
No.
Oh, all right. Mike gets the point then.
No integrity.
Who had
No
it?
integrity. I did.
I
did.
I heard Galvin.
You're not the judge.
Yeah, I'm not.
Jesus
Just saying what I heard.
So no integrity. All right.
All right, Mike gets
Integrity.
The
Hold on. Integrity.
Crossing off the list.
point. Is that right?
Now
All right.
Way to go, Joe. You blew it.
Yep.
All right.
Your next one, S. The Carmichael.
Show.
Oh man.
That was Galvin.
That was Galvin. T. Cougar.
Town.
Geo.
Yeah. Love that.
And Pap. We're on the list. 3.
Spanish has 2 points. Gio with 3. Michael and Galvin are tied. Both of them have 6.
Oh,
should have
man.
7. You should have 5.
Oh.
Interesting.
All right. Missing word, C. TV shows, A through Z. Last 3. Here we go. U. Cracking.
Up.
Geo?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it. Yeah. W. Call of the
Wild.
Mike Calta. And your last one. Y. Car 54.
You.
Yeah. Really took my wind out of my sails, Joe.
Sorry about that, Galvin.
Oh man, altered the game.
No integrity.
Your final score, Spanish with 2 points, Gio doubling that with 4, Galvin with 6, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 8.
Yes. Yes, I did. And that's 3 in a row.
It is.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to sing a song called Integrity.
Wow.
I-N-T. How do you spell it? Integrity.
Yeah.
I-N-T-E-G. Integ. R-I-T-Y. I-N-T-E-G. R-I-T-Y. Integrity. All right, just 3 times. Just do it like that. I-N-T.
I-N-T-E-G.
No, you gotta do it together.
R-I-T-Y.
You gotta do it together.
I'm leading the charge.
No, leading is going 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
Everybody.
1, 2, 3. Everybody. I-N-T-E-G. R-I-T-Y.
You have no integrity.
I don't. There's no integrity in this room. Why would I have it?
Yeah, there's not.
Wow.
I-N-T.
I agree with Galvin.
R-I-T-Y.
Yeah, you got a monkey over here doing the dance. and
Well,
stuff
it's
over
for
there.
rule. I got to do the rule.
Well, the rules
What's the
change.
final
Integrity.
score, Joe?
Oh, God.
Yeah, you won by 2. You
Yeah.
won by 2, but you would have had one last, and it just it stopped. It stops everything in the tracks.
There was at least 2. man.
I-N-T-E-G.
And
R-I-T-Y.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm not doing it.
you were, but you
You're not doing
couldn't
it.
spell it.
No.
So that's it. We just don't do it anymore.
I'm
We
doing
don't
it.
do the rule.
I listen.
I was doing
I
it.
have integrity.
I don't have to have enthusiasm. I did it. I was doing it.
No. Oh, you don't have the enthusiasm?
I-N-T.
Okay.
If you don't have to have integrity, why would we have to have
Who
enthusiasm?
doesn't have integrity?
Oh, nobody in here.
Please.
Bing bong.
You know you're not always right.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, good. Now you're enthusiastic.
Yeah.
What do we have coming up in news?
I-N-T.
R-I-T-Y. Integrity. I-N-T-E-G. R-I-T-Y. Integrity. I-N-T-E-G. R-I-T-Y. Integrity.
I don't know how
You guys
to
need to look
I
it
didn't
up.
spell it right
Having a difficult
one time. Coming up in news today, ranch hand, do or die, and the pee-pee and the poo-poo.
Code Brown.
All right, news is next on 102.5 The Bone. Yeah, Vegas is great to go, but it's much better when you have a plan, or else you're just going to gamble, or worse in my case, eat.
That is on June 28th is when that's happening at
Yeah.
UFC 303.
Also, I'd like to see Conor McGregor fight one time. I've never actually seen him fight live. I think that'd be kind of cool. If you're going to go to one, you might as well make it a good one.
Right.
You know, I've seen Lesnar fight Randy Couture. I've seen, I don't remember. I saw one of the fights in Jersey one time that was really cool. You know what? It's so interesting is that I've had seats on the floor behind Joe Rogan, like literally Joe Rogan, then us. And it was not nearly as cool as when I went to New Jersey and sat in the 200 level, right dead center, because you're right above the cage, so you see everything that's happening right in the cage. Other than that, you're looking up at the TV screen.
They have the women's straw weight fight on that card, which is the Karate Hottie.
Oh,
remember
yeah,
she was
yeah,
in
yeah,
with this
yeah.
Michelle Watterson Gomez.
Yeah, so it'll be, you know, I think the McGregor, any of those fights are fun to watch, but watching Conor McGregor fight once, even though he's probably going to lose, would be cool too, just to see him do it.
Well, he's fighting Michael Chandler. Connor's record is 22-6-0, and Chandler is 23-8-0. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
see
mean,
what
Chandler's a loser too, is what you're saying.
I'm saying I don't want to fight either of them. Oh, who was saying that they could beat up?
Me, probably.
No, somebody was saying that they could beat up Conor McGregor. Oh, 50 Cent.
Oh.
50 Cent.
I'd pay for that.
He goes, in a street fight? He goes, I'd whoop his ass. He goes, in a street. He goes, yeah, I get in the octagon, whatever. But he goes, in a street fight, I'd whoop his ass.
But see, that's the same mentality that I had with Uriah Faber. I stood next to Uriah Faber, and he's Spanish size. And I just felt like by just sheer mass, if I could get my arm anywhere on you and fall on you, you're dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing you could do.
But the funny thing is that's all that they do.
And I
with
learned
jiu-jitsu
that shortly
is,
after.
Yeah, how you get out of that and how you use your weight against yourself and do all the different things. Yeah.
Uriah Faber had never even seen me, and when I said that to him on the air, he laughed. He goes, oh, okay.
And so many people, you know, when was the last time you were in a fight? When was
No.
the last time you were in a fight? You know what I mean?
Not in my 50s, I can tell you that.
Not every day for your
You know when the
entire
last time I was
life.
in a fight was? Before I fell on my own flip-flops.
Yeah.
That's when I was in a fight. Yeah.
These
Exactly.
guys have been training, fighting every day since they were like 9 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't take into consideration the fighting skills. I just assumed, like, you know, you get a a cougar could fight, could bite, and got the claws and all that. You fight a bear, the bear's gonna be like, get away from me, cougar. You know, he's gonna swat him. So that's the mentality I was thinking incorrectly.
The last time we saw 50 Cent, he was being criticized for being fat, hanging upside down in the Super Bowl.
Fatty Cent.
It's not even that. 50 Cent could be in the best shape of his life.
Yeah.
He's still not a fighter. He's not a guy that fights every day of his life and trained
He
and
was shot a couple of times.
competed at the highest level. If you're talking about who can get shot the most, maybe 50 Cent is number one on the list.
Right.
He could take it. He
No
could take
one
a
could
couple
be.
shots.
No one takes a shot better than 50 Cent.
Yeah.
These guys are like the best in the world. The world.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
And he beat them
Yeah.
to become the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at Charlie Belcher's at some sort of place and make giant Bavarian pretzels.
Oh,
and they made
yeah.
a lightning
I
symbol.
love a pretzel.
I know why. I know
Did
why.
you see the pretzel with the pizza inside?
Oh.
Yeah.
You know why what? You know why what?
Why he's at the pretzel place.
Why?
Today is Happy National Pretzel Day.
let's get
pretzels. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So he takes it one step further. You mentioned it. He gets to eat it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Not cool.
Not cool, Charlie Belcher. Not cool.
Are you saying I should bring in pretzels because it's National
I
Pretzel
mean, if
Day?
you're going to tease us with a pretzel day, you might as well give us a little
Hey, I'm
snack.
letting you know, and I'm letting you know where you can get deals on pretzels.
Oh.
How about that?
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to get them for you.
Oh.
I'm not your pretzel boy. Not some sort of pretzel boy.
Remember the pretzel winch in Germany?
Yes.
They just walk around and have these big, giant,
For real?
Yeah.
huge pretzels for like $5.
Were they good?
What's
Yeah.
interesting in Spanish is that I was like, why? Like, I just don't. I know it's
Yeah.
a Bavarian thing, but you're drinking all that beer. You're like, I need to eat something.
Yeah.
I need to eat
Yeah,
something.
soak
So,
it
yeah,
up,
they
got
come
the
out with
salt on it and everything.
perfect-
Yeah.
And she's like wearing them around her neck.
Yep.
It was great.
Can you
Yeah.
bite them off her neck?
Yeah, if you give her an extra $5, you lick it right off.
Imagine they're all hot German broads.
No.
No.
Did you have one of the pretzels?
Yeah.
Did it taste different because they're not using all kind of weird stuff in their pretzels? Probably.
I was so drunk. It was
Yeah.
the most magical thing I'd ever had in my
I don't
life.
remember it being different than
Yeah.
regular pretzels.
I thought this is so great. This is so awesome.
Gio and I were a perfect traveling pair to be a big clock tower, and Gio's like, I'm going to climb the clock tower, go to the top. I go, cool, I'm going to be in the store.
Did you get any beer cheese with it? Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
He can't remember.
It was
I think
a
so.
blur.
I miss it.
pretzel. I'm American.
I miss it. I miss Germany.
Yeah.
I really want to go to Oktoberfest. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it would be so much fun.
We should definitely still go to Amsterdam. I think you're going to like Amsterdam more than you like Germany. And not even for the red light district, I mean, just because they have such a wide variety of cultures all in one spot.
Yeah, I would like to do it, but I feel like the main reason to go to Amsterdam is for weed and hookers,
No.
and I'm not into either one of those
No,
things.
it's
Yeah.
truly not. The architecture is unbelievable. The people are amazing.
Right, like I feel like I'd enjoy it, but I'd like it more if I was trying weed and hookers, which I think I would definitely try the weed.
The weed.
If you're
weed
over
is
there, you
good.
might as well do it.
Yeah, the weed is good, but it's very potent.
You could have quite the birthday celebration, and I know that you're not one that birthday week or anything like that, but your birthday is right in line with when Oktoberfest kicks off, because it actually kicks off in September. You go see Creed and then fly over to Germany.
Yeah.
Can you take me to Germany?
Actually, this is the rumor. If the last song, if Scott Stapp hits the right note from the song, you actually teleport
Here
to
to
Germany.
Germany, yeah.
Dude.
Can you take me hot? And then you just appear over in the bar.
That Super Bowl commercial with Creed was the Creed and Captain Picard and all that was one of the oddest, greatest
Yeah.
thing. They wanted to kick that little kid's head to like football Arnold.
What?
I don't know what was going on. Then Creed starts singing, and the guy's like, "Oh, Creed's here." That was insane, but awesome at the same time.
I was watching some videos from their cruise performance. They sounded great.
They really
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And then I saw they did karaoke too on the cruise,
How cool
and
is that?
Mark Tremonti got up there and did Billy Idol, and then of course he did Sinatra. and
Yeah.
The band's going to sound awesome because Tremonti, who's great, but Scott Stapp sounds very good.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
just like it hasn't lost anything.
I got a good Bert Big Time in Me story during karaoke. I don't know if I should tell it now or if I should
Not
tell it
cool.
when Bert's on the air.
On the cruise?
On the Bert cruise.
Oh, he's calling in Tuesday.
Right. Maybe I'll save it for that.
Yeah.
Bert Big Time Me so hard. So hard. It was great.
Not cool.
Oh, no. I'll tell you, and then we can bring it up to Bert.
Yeah.
if you
All
want.
right.
So Bert has a significant amount of handlers, like a bunch of girls that work for him and Leanne, and they know that I'm friends with Bert, and they know that there's a lot of people on the boat that are acquaintances of Bert. So every time that they would do something, there'd be like a VIP area. They'd go, "Come over here. You can wait over here." And they kept trying to take extra care of me, and I appreciated it, but I didn't need it. You know what I mean? And then Joe was getting ready to sing karaoke, and there's a big staircase, and Bert was on the staircase, and his handler girl was like, "You can go up there with Bert. You can stand on the stage." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like I was just standing on in the front of the stage, so I went up there with Bert, and I said, "Hey, Joe's going to sing, and he's going to tear the place down with Sweet Caroline." And he was like, "Oh, good." And then Joe got up on stage, and I pulled the camera out, and Bert goes, "This is so gay." Bert goes, You're not going to get the angle from here. You should go down there and get it. Like he wanted to be alone on the staircase. He was like, "Yeah, I went, all right, Bert, I got you. I didn't invite myself up here. I was pushed up here by one of your people, and now I'm getting pushed away."
Yeah.
I was like, "I got you big time.
Beat it. Get out of here.
Yep.
Scram.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those.
I'd like to stand here shirtless during the performance." Why, there was a couple of those? You remember more?
I don't remember specific, but I remember when we were at the karaoke bar when people were singing karaoke with remember the DJ set?
Yeah.
That I had walked in with your son, and he didn't see your son. He just saw me, and we made eye contact, and then he like walked away, and I was like, all right. I wasn't even coming in here to see you, man. I was just coming in here to get a drink.
Like, oh no, Spanish is here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So famous.
He really is.
Anyway, where were we? Time to check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
Listen, I want to point out, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not mad at Bert. I'm just saying I'd love to, like, Bert's the kind of guy where you want to point it out to him. You're going to go, "Oh, I remember when you big time me." "What? I didn't know I did that." I did that. Yeah. Oh, I totally remember.
Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. Pelt's has 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. Makes it very easy for you. If you hear my voice, you're probably near a Pelt's right now. You can go in there and check out all the different shoes that they have, including they got the pickleball shoes for you. Ooh. It's sweeping the nation. Everybody loves the pickleball. So they have the Skechers, New Balance, K-Swiss, Asics. Not just pickleball shoes. They have everything you're looking for, whether you need some dress shoes, you need some shoes for the beach, you want some flip-flops, you want some Hey Dudes, you need some heels, ladies. They have them right there for you. So stop into a Pelt's today and make sure you tell them Galvin from the Mike Calta Show sent you. So the U.S.
Vegas is becoming real.
Oh, why? Who's in?
Bob Murray just said he's in.
Hell yeah.
He said he's going to take his son. We go. I was like, all right, it's real.
The U.S. is expected to announce today that it will provide about $6 billion in long-term military aid to Ukraine. U.S. officials said, adding that it would include much sought-after munitions for Patriot air defense systems. The officials said the package will be funded through the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, which pays for longer-term contracts with the defense industry and means that it could take many months or years for the weapons to arrive. The officials spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss the details that haven't been made public just yet.
Cool. Sounds perfect.
Why don't they send over a bunch of them flame-throwing dogs?
Yeah,
we know
right?
we got those already.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
10 grand
right?
a pop. We could probably get a good deal. Get them at $6,000 if you buy, 200 of them.
Because everything that we send over there, there's no oversight. So that's why they much rather send money, because they know that they can funnel money wherever they want, because no one's keeping track
and
of it.
especially if the stuff's not going to show up for possibly years.
So it's like, what are we doing?
I saw Steve Byrne doing the topical jokes, putting the stuff out on Instagram, and he said that they were doing this and sending the aid package with all the different weapons and everything. He said the only down part is they have to go pick them up from Afghanistan.
That's funny.
They're all over there. President Biden's latest proposal to hike the top capital gains tax rate to its highest level in more than a century is facing heavy criticism from experts who warn such an action could significantly harm the U.S. economy. According to a report issued by the Treasury Department, the president's proposed fiscal year 2025 budget would increase the top marginal rate on long-term capital gains and qualified dividends to a staggering 44.6%. A capital gains tax hike of that magnitude would take the rate to its highest level since it was first introduced in the early 1920s. Investment is a real driver of economic growth, says E.J. Antoni, an economist. He says investment is what gives your productivity gains. The Treasury Department report states that the 44.6% rate is a combination of proposals, including increasing the top ordinary capital gains rate from 20% to 37%. They say the bulk of the tax hike impact Americans with taxable income greater than $1 million. But Antoni, who argued such a tax hike would have broad economic impacts, further noted that inflation impacts the price of equities such as stocks. That means tax on gains when equities are sold also taxes inflation.
We're gonna get so screwed. We're gonna get so screwed. I was listening to this yesterday, and you want to hear something really weird? And this is why I don't mind that my son smokes weed, because when I went to St. Leo, the smartest guy on our floor was Bill Kruckenberger, who smoked the most weed of anybody I ever met in my life. And our floor GPA was up higher because of Bill. And then the guy who used to get weed in high school, I was listening to the thing yesterday, the news in the background, and they were like, right now for information on this, let's go to international economist Marco Vicentino. And I'm like, I went to high school with Marco Vicentino. There's no way it's the same guy. And I leaned in and I looked, same guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, that guy is now on TV talking about the world economy, and I think he was somewhere in China doing his thing. I was like, oh, look at this.
Well, the big thing with this is they're trying to push it as, it's only the super rich that are going to deal with this stuff. No, it is everybody. Everybody. And if you think I don't mean you, I mean you. Everybody is
You're going to get hit with it.
Oh, yeah. The super rich just move their money outside the country.
That's the thing.
So they don't have to pay any of that.
And even if you're saying, well, I don't have any capital gains, I don't have any stocks, I don't have any of that stuff. No, it goes into the economy, it goes into everything, inflation, all that stuff. Yeah.
That's why it's so important for people, if you have ever been interested in getting your own trust in LLC, now would be the time, because you can hide your money there legally here in the U.S.
For now.
Yeah, for now, until they start to change those laws. But that will affect the rich, too.
Can I ask you a personal question in front of a large audience of 2 million people? Did you get money back on your taxes in line with what you got last year?
Mine was actually a little bit less. And I actually talked to DeMarco. I talked to them. I was just curious, why is it less? Is it different tax laws and stuff? And he said, unfortunately, you're making more, so you're getting less back. And I said, mo money, mo problems.
Yeah.
I said, I heard that.
Because I didn't find out my information yet. I did my taxes, but I didn't get it back yet and all that. And I'm just curious because
I would say I got about maybe 3/4 of what I got from the year before. Yeah.
Oof. But does it make up for what the more that you're making, the amount that you're making? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're making more.
I'm making more throughout the year, and I'm getting less. But yeah, it's just a bigger chunk taken out at the end.
Yeah.
I pay a refrigerator tax.
Yeah.
On my money.
It's going to get wild.
Question, Carmen.
Yes.
What is the Giggly Squad?
I have no idea.
Anybody?
The Giggly Squad sounds like a podcast.
That's Best Buy. They come fix your computer.
No, that's the
Geek Squad.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. The Giggly Squad is coming here to do their podcast.
I was right.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. First, I was like, this
What do you
must
mean
be
coming here? Oh, they're doing a live one somewhere?
I thought it was a K-pop band. That sounds like something they would do. And then I looked and I have no idea what it is.
No, they're two girls. One girl, I want to say she was on a reality show and then she turned into a comedian, but she's not really a comedian. She does like stage performances and not funny anymore.
I was just curious, like, who is going to these things? And then I realized at the same time, I'm also an old white dude. There's a chance that I don't know who the Giggly Squad is and the rest of the world does.
It's the I Hate Men World Tour.
Is it really?
That's what it says, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I could think of another name for that.
What did we do?
Not them.
Yeah. Why do we hate it so much?
I
You guys
gotta
are the
tell you,
problem.
I mean,
I may show up just to stare at these girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Is this one thing like the girls all gather around it?
I bet I'm guessing
Kinda.
it's just like another call. What was it? Call Her Daddy?
Yeah.
Call Her Daddy. Yeah, but so the girl, one of the girls that's on it, Hannah Berner, she was like one of the girls who started doing the interviews on the street. She was like the first one to start doing that and like pranking people and stuff like that. That's how she blew up.
That girl that does it for Barstool is the best.
Right, but she kind of like mimics like this girl started doing it, and then she turned it into like doing it comedy on stage, and now she has the podcast.
Oh, okay. I don't know I would love to know if you're going to see the Giggly Squad. And I'm not against it by any means. I'm not saying don't or don't like. I don't never heard of them until yesterday, and I'm just curious. I'm the same guy who said that Bad Friends would never sell a ticket at the Happy Theater, and then it sold out.
I'm looking at their website, and several of their shows are already sold out.
Really? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I just want to know, like, who is listening. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just don't know who that appeals to and who.
College girls.
Yeah, young girls.
So they tricked me with their photos because I'm looking at the video and they're, not like they're bad, whatever, but obviously they look much better in the photos. Whatever. Full episode. This one is the Giggly Squad giggling about good sides, tampons, and turtles.
Oh,
Might be interesting.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Well, there you go.
Interesting.
By the way, I totally nailed it by saying a podcast. Sounds like a podcast. I did not.
Yeah. At first, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a K-pop band that wears skirts and look like they're 12, but they're really in their 30s." That's what I thought. And then I looked into it and I saw it was two girls, and I thought, "But who's going to this? Like, I've never heard of this. Is there enough power behind this to sell out a show?" Yes.
Aren't you amazed by that there's all these different things that get that many people that you necessarily never even heard of,
right?
And it still has that fan base. Yeah, it blows my mind.
When Paw Patrol comes to Ruth Eckerd Hall, you're not going to Paw Patrol, but you know what it is. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how have I never even heard of this?
Because you're
and
old.
It's selling out shows, but I know Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I do know things that are out of my realm. I'm never going to Reggae Rise Up, but I'm certainly sure of what that is.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I'm not criticizing. I just don't know how these things are so successful. But I've been wrong plenty of times.
The older we get, the more detached from modern pop culture you become.
My old agent Ross Reback, two of the things that he taught me the most is that one, you gotta say no sometimes. That I learned from him, and then two is that he would listen to top 40 music, and I'm like, "You're a 60-year-old man. What are you listening to Britney Spears for?" And he's like, I gotta know everything. I gotta listen to it. I listened to it all, and I was like, "Yeah, he's right. You gotta listen to everything. You want to stay relevant."
Gio, you said about getting older and be not as attached. You don't know what's going on and stuff, but also there's so much stuff too.
Yeah.
Like I think
Too
even
many.
people that are in the know are still like, "Gee, there's so much stuff to try and remember all these different things that are going on or who's who."
I don't think I'm gonna go to the Giggly Squad.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, maybe you never know. By the time,
We can go together.
nope.
The University of Southern California announced Thursday that it is canceling its main stage commencement ceremony for 2024 graduates as anti-Israel protests have shut down its campus.
USA. Good, because I have to go there, and I don't want to go sit through that whole goddamn thing.
Well, it says, quote, with new safety measures in place this year, the time needed to process the large number of guests coming to campus will increase substantially. As a result, we will not be able to host the main stage ceremony that traditionally brings 65,000 students, families, and friends to our campus all at the same time during a short window from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. that was on their USC website.
So my niece is graduating from USC and USC Film School. So there's the big whole school graduation, which I don't have to go to, and then her film school graduation, which that's the one I think we have to go to.
Be careful.
I'd be happy if they just cancel the whole thing.
Yeah. Cancel.
We just have the party. You just
Yeah.
go there. Yeah. I mean, nobody.
many
See you back at the house.
You gonna be packing when you go out there?
No, we can't pack in LA.
What?
Can't?
First of all, I can't travel.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
a
I
good point.
can, but I
You have
can't.
before.
Not with a gun, Gio, just with the bullets.
Oh, sorry.
But in order to travel with a gun, you have to lock it in a box, declare it, send
Yeah.
it, and then ship it, and then claim it when you get there. If it's a state that has reciprocity, the California does not.
Just mail
Didn't
it to
Spanish
yourself.
get you a cane that has a sword in it?
Oh, I didn't say I'm not going to have
Yeah,
weapons.
that's what I'm
just
saying,
not
like
going to have.
something.
Yeah, I'm not going to have a gun.
Yeah.
If you stab somebody with a sword in LA because they were coming at you with a protest, that would be hilarious.
Turn out they just had a bad limp.
Yeah.
The Florida Panthers beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-3 last night to take a 3-0 lead in the first round playoff series. Game 4 of the best of 7 series will be held right here in Tampa on Saturday at 5 p.m., where it now becomes do or die for the Lightning. Got to win it, otherwise it's over. I don't like that.
sweep.
Don't say
We
that.
swept them
Yeah.
before.
Listen to
Yeah.
me. They're a better team. They're a better team. They're playing harder. They're faster. It's just it. Their goalie wants it more. It's just it. It's not a criticism of the Lightning. It's how good the Panthers are.
They can't get a lucky bounce to save their life.
Nope.
The Lightning, like the one goal offsides.
Yeah.
You know
the
why?
Game
Because that
before
guy's
that, the Matrix spin,
Yeah.
crazy Borowski.
he's
Because it's
playing
not
like
part of the
Vasilevsky.
script.
Yeah.
It's not part of
Yeah.
it. Follow the money, Carmen. Follow it to
Right.
South Florida. I just think that. I mean, I'm not. Again, I have a Lightning tattoo. I love the Lightning, but they're just not playing at the same caliber as the Panthers.
They've really taken Kucherov out of the equation
Yeah.
too. They've really, I mean, they're double teaming him. They're all over him. They showed a couple different things, and they're like just all over him the entire time.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's it's sad, but also it's good to have a team that goes to the playoffs every year.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
At least we're getting a little spoiled over that.
Well, Saturday will be the game, 5 p.m. You can listen right here on the Bone. No surprise that the Chicago Bears selected Southern California quarterback Caleb Williams with the #1 pick in the NFL draft last night in Detroit. He was followed by the Washington Commanders' selection of LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels, New England Patriots' choice of North Carolina quarterback Drake May. 6 quarterbacks were taken in the first 12 picks. Tampa Bay got their guy while addressing a position group in need of some help. The Buccaneers used their 26th pick overall to get Duke offensive lineman Graham Barton.
You were close, Gio. You got a lineman just on the wrong side.
I love it. I love it.
Bucks got a versatile lineman that can play anywhere along the line. With big help needed on the interior, the Buccaneers can play Barton at guard or even at center while moving Robert Hainsey to guard.
Yeah, good move for the Buccaneers right now. It certainly couldn't get a. You didn't have a high enough pick to be interested in any of those quarterbacks for the future.
No.
So you know, there was no receivers at that point when we
Build
really.
the trenches, man, in the
Yeah.
draft. I love that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But the big story yesterday was
Oh,
Tampa Bay's own Penix going to the Falcons. What?
I think it's hilarious.
But I mean, they just signed Kirk Cousins,
That's
didn't
why,
they?
I think it's hilarious.
So what is the game plan there?
I have no idea. They gave Kirk Cousins $100 million.
Yeah.
And then they take a quarterback in the first round, which nobody thought Penix was going to go in the first round.
No.
Yeah, and Falcons fans were like, "What is going on?"
I'd love to know what the theory is behind that.
I don't know. Raheem Morris is the new coach.
They already have the videos and memes and stuff and everything. They had some black reality show of women that are getting in a fight, whatever, and the doorbell rings and the girl gets up and it's got Cousins' face on it and goes, "Who are you?" It was,
And apparently, Kirk Cousins said he had no idea. Like I guess they told him like right before the pick was going to happen. He was like, "What?"
That's wild.
Yeah,
Well,
it's,
dude, if I'm Kirk Cousins at this point and I got $100 million, I'm like, take him.
Well,
it's
yeah,
weird.
because he's 35.
Right.
Kirk
So-
Cousins.
but you
he
look at
doesn't
3
have
more
that many-
years.
Right. He doesn't have that many years left, so maybe they just want him behind
Are they
him.
going to sit this kid for 3 years?
But that's the thing. They took him, I think, 8. Like it's a #1 pick right away. You want that kid to play.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand.
You know, you want him to learn from someone. Because
I would
Kirk
say
Cousins?
I would say he's competing. He's competing for the starting job. You know
All
what
those
I mean?
other quarterbacks are going to start in the NFL
Right,
yeah.
on
Yeah.
day one.
Yeah.
yeah, but a lot of quarterbacks that go that high and start don't do that well. They
Yeah.
need a couple years to learn from somebody.
And you can learn a lot from Kirk Cousins. He's been in the league for a long
Yeah.
time. You can learn
And
a
he
lot
does
of
a good
stuff
job.
from him. And yeah, and he does well. You know, he's not known as an elite quarterback, but
Right.
you know, for some
It's
reason,
not like you're
he's getting
parking him
$100
behind
million.
Brady or Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers, you know?
But any
But he
veteran
is an
quarterback,
asset.
any veteran quarterback is going to be able to teach you a lot of stuff.
It just, none of the draft experts expected him to go because that Penix kid, he's had a ton of injuries. He's had 2 ACLs that he's blown.
Oh, really?
He's had 2 separated shoulders. So it's
Yeah.
like he's got a lot of injuries and stuff.
Did you know that you could bet on the Hard Rock? app?
Yeah, I was looking at it. Yeah.
So I bet
On the draft?
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I don't know anything about the draft, but my son last year he got all like the first 20 something right at picking them. So he bet that one of the guys was going to go number 6. And everything was falling right line, and then I think the Giants screwed it up. The Giants went and picked somebody else, and I was like, "What?" And the next team was like, "Well, we'll take that receiver," and I'm like, "Well, you screwed my whole bet up."
Yeah, that's the problem is somebody takes somebody else and then they have to shift whatever, or if they do a trade or something like that. Yeah, so that's really hard. Obviously, you're going to determine Caleb going first, but he was also like minus 20,000 because everybody knew he was going first.
Yeah.
I'm happy with I wanted them to go somebody on the line, defensive, offensive line.
Yeah, we did good.
Well, I don't know if you were watching the draft. Maybe you saw the trailer that played last night. Eminem is dropping a new album this summer called "The Death of Slim Shady." Coup de grace.
Ooh.
Come on.
What?
What do you mean the death of Slim
The death
Shady?
of Slim Shady sets up for the comeback of Slim Shady.
He's not going to be Slim. This is all of his rap now is less angry and more,
Because he made up with his mother.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed
And he's
that
been
Eminem
sober
is.
for 16 years.
Yeah, whatever.
For some reason, I'm annoyed that Eminem's like football guy now. It's like Detroit Lions because the Lions are finally good.
Right.
No, but he's
Decades.
he's always been a fan. He's always gone to the game.
But-
It's just they haven't been good, so they never showed him.
Now he's in like the commercials.
Right,
Yeah, the
with
draft
Goodell.
was in Detroit. Yeah, screw Detroit.
And can I
Oh
just
my god, easy guy, easy. Hold up.
And I was born in Detroit.
Yeah, hold up.
can I just point out that Machine Gun Kelly said it best? Your beard is weird.
Yeah.
That is a weird
Let's
beard.
talk about
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His
it
beard
is
is his beard is
Yeah,
weird.
it seems like he's with the man now because
Yeah.
he's doing commercials with Roger
It's-
Goodell.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not
he-
really Eminem.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
It's his clone.
don't tell. Yeah,
I mean,
Enough of Eminem. Get out of the NFL.
Is it Jamie? Is he Jamie Foxx?
yeah, like it's that type of thing.
Also, the reality, Emin old.
yeah.
How old?
Yeah.
He's 50-something years old now, isn't he?
Jeez.
Just let the music die.
He does have the Jamie Foxx like dead eyes when you look at him.
Yeah.
Don't
when he
like I
speaks.
said. Don't get Carmen started. Don't get me started.
not him.
It's not
It's
them.
not
yeah.
him.
That football player isn't the same. He's missing a tattoo on his neck that he didn't get removed, but it's not there anymore.
Damar Hamlin.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get a good shot of him on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
I can't really see him.
Who is that?
Yeah.
So I haven't seen any interviews with them, but there is some with like Cardi B where she like gets stuck and they have to reset her and they'll say the same thing 3 times and then it like snaps her out of like whatever, but she'll be talking and then she just goes, huh.
Yeah.
Well, she also goes.
No, but it happens to a lot of people, and that. But in the interviewers, you have to say whatever. You just have to
Yeah.
say anything 3 times in a row, and it will snap them out of it, and they like literally like blink, and then they're like back to
Afghanistan,
Yeah.
banana stand.
Katy Perry's done it.
Afghanistan, banana stand.
It's
What? Frozen?
Yes.
No, I'm asking.
Yes.
Frozen?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
They're,
then
like,
you
in
have
the
to
middle
say
of it.
something. You have to give her a 3-time code for her to
Yeah.
get a snap out
It's
of it.
really
Yeah.
weird.
They're like
wanna say it.
robots. It really is weird.
It's just like when you activate Alexa or Siri.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a
You have to reset that.
Yep.
a company out of Europe that was moved to Dubai. It's like they're the cutting edge of cloning technology.
You are the Theo Vaughn of conspiracies.
What do you mean?
You just say the weirdest things. There's a company out in Dubai that makes eyelids for robots.
Not eyelids.
Where are those robots? It just has eyelids.
Well,
There's a cat somewhere in Poughkeepsie that has a picture of a robot on its cat butthole. That's all you do is just say random stuff.
Well, they've been doing organs for the longest time. They're the ones who can take. They call it scaffolding, where
There's
it's like a
company
blank organ.
that makes scaffold organs somewhere in New Orleans.
Yeah, and then
they feed it to the big chupacabras.
They don't feed it to chupacabras, but if you needed an organ, that's where you would go.
Right.
Right.
Organ bank.
Yeah.
Speaking of cats, listen to this. A couple in Utah has reunited with their cat who they accidentally shipped to Amazon.com. The cat was hiding in a box that they had to return, so they shipped it, and the cat was in there. The cat's going to be okay, although it did go 6 days without food or water.
Good for it. That's what stupid cats do. My cat goes outside. I try to get it to not go outside, then it goes outside, and then at night I get up to pee and I hear, yeah. I go, well, that's your fault. You wanted to go outside. You wanted to not come back in.
Last night there was a stray cat that died under Chad's truck.
no.
It
Why
was
didn't he roll over it?
Committed suicide.
No, he didn't. He was like hiding because that's what cats do when they go to die. They like hide, but that he couldn't get to the woods. That's as far as he could get, and he was just like laying underneath, and there was flies everywhere. It was so sad.
Wait a second. You were telling me the cat went to die under the truck?
No, he was trying to go to the woods because we have a lot of stray cats where I live.
Yeah.
And I have like wooded areas that separates me and the 3 other apartment complexes around us. And so he was like trying to go to the woods. Like you could see like that's the way he was headed, but he just couldn't make it. And he like passed out under Chad's truck, under the tire. And so he was just hiding. And we just saw like a bunch of flies and we're like, what is going on? So we looked under the truck and the cat was just like laying there like barely breathing, like twitching. It was so sad.
Did you stomp its head to put it out of its misery?
No, I didn't. I couldn't. I was like, if I
Back
was
the
in
truck over it.
Well, oh my God.
Well, put it out of its misery.
Yeah.
I know. Trust me. I wish Chad would, but that's not his style either.
Is it
So
there
what
now?
did you do?
Yeah.
You just left it there to be sad?
No. So one of our neighbors, her boyfriend came over and got rid of it and took care of it.
How did he do it?
I don't. I gave him some gloves, and then I guess he had like a shovel.
And he's just cut its head off with a shovel?
Yeah,
I
like a
have
snake?
to. Yeah.
I don't know what he did. We just
You know.
Yeah.
We just know that
Pet
it's
cemetery.
not. It's not there anymore. But it was so sad. The cat was just. Oh my god.
Yeah, you got
Right.
like a vampire. You gotta just cut its head off.
Well, I tried to call because I wasn't really sure who to call, so I tried calling like animal control.
Good luck.
But so then I looked online and there was like something critter thing was open, and I tried to leave a message and I couldn't get through. I was like
You
crying.
just bury it in the backyard.
Sometimes dead is better.
I didn't have a shovel.
You
Anyway,
just, dig it with your hands.
thanks to my neighbor and her boyfriend,
Yeah,
they
you just toss it in the community dumpster.
they did.
I would have
it.
taken it for you,
Oh my
Carmen.
god!
Yeah, it's a
No.
cat.
No, you do a nice little ritual. Make
It's
sure it
coming
passes
back.
over.
It's
Yeah.
coming back.
How small was it? You probably could have flushed it.
It's gonna get you.
What is wrong with you? You
What?
have problems.
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't put that cat in my house.
You should have
A
saved it.
poll asked people how many days the standard work week should be. How many days standard work week? What should we have?
5.
5, 4, 4.
2.
6% think we should work all 7 days.
I've done
they
that
can go-
before. It's miserable.
Well, who's
We
saying
do that now.
Who's giving you a choice?
We do that now most weeks. We work all 7 days. Now, granted, we don't have to work a lot of time. But yeah, I'm doing work on Saturdays and Sundays for the show. You're doing appearances. You were out last week. Carmen, you were out the week before.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I
then
mean-
you're keeping up with news stories.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
but they're
scrolling on Instagram is part of
they're
our
not
job.
talking about us. They're
Yeah.
talking about going
Right.
to your cubicle and sitting there for 8 hours.
Real
and doing
jobs.
Yeah. 5 days got 45% of the vote, followed by 4 days with 37%.
Five.
So most people want to keep working 5 days a week.
4 would be nice.
Crazy.
Forward.
Listen, 4 would be nice, but you want to make the world go round, you want to make money, you got to work 5 days a week. That's it.
That's not true. That's
course
just
it is.
an old way of thinking.
It's not.
because you're an old man.
Yeah, but I'm also an old rich man. So the idea
Oh,
of
so you admit that you're rich.
when it comes to
About time.
back to hating you.
You could effectively work 4 days a week and still do the same amount of work. 'Cause
They've
there's
done it in other countries.
And there's, and I'm talking about regular jobs. Regular jobs, the majority of people aren't actually working the 8 hours that they work. You know what I mean? So you could.
Can
fit that
firemen
in.
do that?
Can firemen do it? They're volunteer. A lot of them.
And firemen.
Firemen.
And firemen
a lot
work
of firemen
like,
are volunteer.
and a lot of them do like 3 days on, 4 days
Yeah.
off. They
Wait a
don't
second,
get
hold on.
time off.
Back to a lot of firemen. There's volunteer firemen, but there's the firehouses and all that are filled with firemen who are not volunteers.
Yes, but a lot of them are volunteers. A lot of them work, but then there's a lot of volunteers as well. So you have the volunteers work on some of the days.
Oh, I got you. So you're saying use the volunteers so they could
Yeah,
take
you
days
split it
off.
up a little bit more.
Yeah,
I had a
that's
job in the past where you could work as long as you hit 40 hours. So you could do 4 10-hour days. You'd hit 40 hours, which is full time, and then you'd have a day off.
Before
There's
I
a
was
lot
in
of
radio,
nursing like that.
when I drove the forklift, it was an 8-hour day, and if you went over 8 hours, it was overtime, and overtime was time and a half.
Yeah.
So if I had to work till 5 o'clock, and I ended up staying until 7, but I made an extra amount of time and a half for 2 hours, I would just take Friday off.
But there's also been studies that show that productivity has been increased by working less days because they work more hours in the day because they say, yeah, I'm working 4 days instead of 5 days and I'm getting my stuff done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you have the extra day so that on Thursday you're like, put it off to Friday. You know?
I would rather work more hours as opposed to an extra day.
I come from the Japanese school of thought and the Chinese school of thought. Maybe let's just call it a Far East school of thought, where you should put in more time and do more work to be more productive.
Yeah.
Well,
But the problem is people aren't working the full 8 hours is what I'm saying. So if you know that you're working 4 days instead of 5 days,
Right.
those 8 hours, you're working
You're working
7.5 of
it.
those
Yeah,
8
yeah.
hours or whatever, as opposed to, you're working 5 days. So out of those 8 hours, you're only working 5.5, 6 hours per day.
Before radio, I don't think I ever had a job that was an 8-hour day that I tried to work as little as possible. I mean, every job I tried to work as little as possible.
Yeah.
Like even the forklift job, when there was nothing to be forklifted, I would just go to the bathroom, with the newspaper, pull my pants down and pretend I was pooping, and I would just read the whole paper until I heard Mike Calta come out in, and I'd be like, oh, I gotta go to work.
Well, I told you I was working. I was doing mornings in radio, and then I was entertainment director at the nightclub that I worked at, and that was just all brain power. It was just all thinking and doing that stuff, and I did that for an entire year, and I was making 2 salaries, so I made good money. But you're just wore out. Just wore out.
And the Far East belief, if you want to subscribe by that, is they go by what's called ikigai, which is you find your purpose and you find what makes you happy. You find something that people need and something that pays, and then you pursue that, making your job more of a hobby instead of a job. Yeah.
That same job that I worked the 40 hours of 4 days, they used to have a clock by the bathroom, and you had to clock out. To go to the bathroom.
For the bathroom?
Because people were doing that. People were hanging out in the bathroom on the
They
clock.
called it the Mike Calta rule.
And the guy's like, so you had to literally clock out if you were going to the bathroom.
Listen to this. You want to talk about being sneaky? I did 2 moves that were fantastic. I worked in a warehouse that housed coffee beans and cocoa beans in these canvas bags that were double the size of like a couch pillow, like a couch cushion. Damn. Okay. Yeah, they were heavy. You had to pick them up with hooks, So in the middle of this warehouse, they have these poles for the lights, right? And the poles have a concrete base on it. So the poles would be surrounded by pallets stacked to the ceiling with these things on it. So I would have the guy from the forklift inch over the thing. I'd get in the middle of the circle around the thing. Like I'm blocked in by the pallets, and I'd have them block me in there. And then I would sit on that little concrete thing, and I would listen to Howard Stern. I could see through the crack of the thing, so I could watch The Office. So when I'd see the boss come out, when he'd start looking around like, where is everybody? That's when I go, oh, I'm doing some work, But other than that, I would just sit there on the pole and stare at the boss. So I knew that he wasn't looking for me. I'm not looking for him, and he has no idea where I am, and I would just sit here and do that.
Yep.
Then he kind of got wise, and they wouldn't put pallets around the poles anymore. So I asked a forklift driver to lift me up some 20 feet in the air and put me on top of the pallets. And I would take the middle bag out so that when I laid down in the middle bag, it was flush. You couldn't see me. So I would just take a nap. Yeah. And whenever I'd hear, Mike Calta, where's Mike Calta? I'd be like, I'm up here. I'm sewing a hole. There's a hole in a bag, and I'm sewing the bag.
Awesome.
Oh yeah,
It's a great move.
Yeah, when I was doing surveys in the mall, I would love doing surveys, and there was a lot of people that didn't speak English in that mall, in the university mall, and I would just go and just make up all this stuff, and it's supposed to take 20 minutes. I'd be done in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's simple.
A lot of females are sliding into my DMs and letting me know about the Giggly Squad.
Oh, that's when I figured it was a chick thing.
Yeah. In fact, Laura, who listens all the time, she said Giggly Squad started during COVID and host Paige DeSoro, blah, 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 blah. Look how long that is. That's how long, whatever. And at the end, she said, I hate myself for knowing all of this. And I said, I hate that you told me.
Steve, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Hey, Mike, just called to say I enjoy the show, and I wanted to let you and Galvin know most of the fire departments are not volunteer. I deliver medical gases to Pasco and Pinellas to the fire departments and ambulance services and stuff.
Right.
And if you run across a volunteer fire department, it's usually because it's a small town where there's not a lot of taxes, so they don't have the income to pay for a volunteer.
Stand by. Evil Knievel's here.
Yeah, that's a loud car going by.
Yeah, I figured.
But the fire departments don't work 3 to 4 days on, 3 to 4 days off. They work one 24-hour shift, and then they'll be off 2, work another 24-hour shift, be off 2, that type of thing. Usually it's 9 or 10 days a month is what they work.
Oh, that's good, because if it's one day that they have to run into a burning building, they've done their work.
This is from
Thank you, Steve.
NVFC.org. It says the majority of fire departments in the United States are volunteer. Of the 29,452 fire departments in the country, 18,873 are all volunteer. Suck it, Steve.
Can you imagine? No, he was saying about the
No,
work
he said I was
schedule.
wrong. He said I was wrong. He said that they're not. They're actually, tell Galvin they're not volunteer. Read a book, idiot.
Wow.
My God.
Well, don't call in with your BS when you're wrong. That's the problem.
The idea that you're a fireman, that you're getting paid to run into a burning building is insane to me. The idea that you're a volunteer fireman and running into a burning building is even more insane to me.
Carmen, do it.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
yes.
she's not ready.
Oh, you're
She's not ready.
Remember when you were the
Here
unsung
we
hero?
go, Bone Fam. The Bone Bonus.
Carmen, something else is
By Farrah
playing.
and Farrah, Tampa.
8 to
What is
Atlanta
happening?
to the end of the first round. I ended up
You
putting
are
in
not
28
ready.
Oh my God!
Come on.
It was
people-
right there.
Total fail.
Get it.
Here we go, Bone Fam. The Bone Bonus. Sponsored by Farrah and Farrah, Tampa's accident attorneys. FarrahandFarrah.com. This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is
Fly.
Fly.
This hour's word is fly. Head to the 1025 The Bone app and enter fly
Fly.
before 15 minutes past the top of the hour, and the $1,000 Bone bonus can be yours.
Fly.
Fly.
I just wanna fly. That stupid song gets stuck in my head all the time.
This is pretty gross. Perrier had to destroy 2 million bottles of water after fecal bacteria
Yes.
was discovered
Ugh.
in one of its wells in southern France.
Drink up.
They say all of the bottles on the market are safe and, quote, poop free.
Sure.
That's nice.
Oh.
Yeah. So you got the poo poo.
But that's not real though, because I learned that the Food and Drug Administration allows a certain amount
Right.
of
Well,
poop.
this was over the poop limit.
So not poop free, but under the thing.
That is false advertising, Barry.
I like a certain amount of poop in my Perrier.
You got the poo poo, now you get the pee pee. There
dude.
apparently, Joe, listen up.
Okay.
Apparently, a new trend of gardeners using urine instead of fertilizer.
That's right, baby.
But, Joe, they say you can't just go and pee on your plants. An expert says it should be diluted before application.
So drink a bunch of water and then do your
Yeah.
thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Joe, if this was the case, my butterfly garden would be huge right now.
Well, he doesn't go in the garden.
Yeah,
No,
no,
I
I
do.
I don't. You do.
I do, yeah, I fertilize everything.
I saw him the other day chasing Ralphie out there.
Wait, what?
Too close to the house.
Sprinkling my tortoise.
Oh my god.
Charlie Belcher scooped us on this, but today is National Pretzel Day.
Pretzel
Wetzel's
Day.
Pretzels is giving out free ones today, starting at 3 p.m. And Auntie Anne's
I was going to
has,
say, what's Annie Ann's doing? That's all the world
Auntie
cares
Anne's
about.
has a free pretzel deal for reward members, so you got to be a reward member.
That's fine. I'll take it. Annie Ann's pretzels are delicious. They're
Carmen-
second. They're the Annie Ann's pretzels are almost as good as they smell. You smell them and you taste them and you're like, oh yeah. All right,
You
I'll
like the
take it.
sweet or the savory Auntie Anne's?
What is a savory one?
Oh, they have like pretzel with a hot dog in the middle.
Oh, I think I'd enjoy that, but I'm mostly going for the straight plain pretzel.
Oh, I like the cinnamon.
My
pretzel.
mother wanted to open up one of those pretzel stores in the 80s in the Woodbridge Mall.
That would have been great.
Pretzel Kingdom.
Yeah, she wanted to call it Mary Ann's Pretzels.
That would have been great.
It would have been great, but also we probably would have went out of business.
Pretzels for life. Well,
Like,
Yeah.
kids eating all the pretzels.
Plus, Auntie Anne's comes in and goes, Mary Ann, get
Yeah,
out
hit
of
the
here.
road,
I'm
man.
Auntie Ann. Yeah. Carmen,
Yes.
best ranch in the world.
Jets.
Jets.
Yeah. Easy.
But you love ranch, right?
yes.
If you're obsessed with ranch, Panera Bread has a ranch hand gig that you could be perfect for. There's no word on how much it pays. It sounds mostly like a stunt or hype with their new ranch menu items and stuff, but go to PaneraBread.com and you can find out the information there. Maybe, who knows, maybe you get paid to just, drink
Eat
ranch.
ranch?
Drink ranch right out of the bottle.
I will tell you, Jets, great. Best ranch.
Yes.
Next,
Huh?
Thomas Pease.
Thomas Pease?
Thomas
Thomas Pease.
Yeah,
Thomas
remember
Pease, who
the
brought in the pizza, here.
They brought in the
It's
pizza.
good. It's over on Gun Highway there. Yeah,
But
it's good
their
stuff.
ranch is so good. One time, Chad and I went in there, and I was like, "Can I get some of this to go home?" Literally, they didn't have anything to put it in, so they gave me a big soup bowl to go container,
Yeah.
and filled it with ranch for me. So thank you, Thomas.
Their
and Thomas.
Jake's garlic sauce is really good
Yeah.
too for their pizzas. Yeah.
Do you know? Oh, good.
I was hoping you say you just held out your hands.
Yeah.
I just drank it out of the bowl like soup.
We don't have nothing to put it in.
Yeah,
like soup.
it was delicious.
Do you notice that there's a bunch of chicken places popping up? There's, of course, you got KFC, you got PDQ, and there's some new ones. There's what are some of them? I don't know. There's one of them.
BB.Q.
There's one
It's the
called
Korean-
Magoo's.
That's the one I was in.
yeah.
Huey Magoo's.
Yeah,
Huey Magoo's.
What's the cane? What's the
Raising cane.
Raising cane.
But I had Huey Magoo's platter for the UFC fight.
I never see anybody in the line. It's a brand new place and nobody's ever
My
there.
wife said she heard it was good and that they did party platters. So when I had the UFC fight, we ordered the party platter. The chicken was delicious. And then they make these homemade French potato chips that were everybody was loving the potato
All right.
chips. Yeah,
Like this
Huey
weekend?
Magoo's. No, a couple weeks ago.
They're getting ready to put a raisin.
What's the matter, Carmen?
I was just wondering.
Oh, because the diet.
Oh no. It was before the diet. It was a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
I will tell you this.
You rat.
Viarda's, the Mexican place right there in
Yeah.
Dale Mabry. If you can I get a side of sour cream, they will bring you what you were saying, Carmen, a bowl, like a giant soup bowl filled with sour cream. It's unbelievable. They must hey, before it goes bad, let's get it out here. It's
it
just
around.
like scoops of sour cream.
They're supposed to be putting Raising Canes up here in Wesley Chapel by the Rock and Brews.
Oh really? But
Yeah.
they're all the same to me
They,
now.
they
yeah.
really are.
That Rock and Brews place is nice.
I love that.
Rock
place.
and Brews is delicious.
Yeah, it is.
It does have good food.
Yeah,
It does
Gio
have
took
good
me
food.
there, and
Great
I was
food.
so glad he did.
Who's hungry now?
I am.
Me.
Yeah, me. I'm starving.
Protein shake?
I wonder if there's any food in here.
I mean, the smell is
The
just
food fairy came.
Yeah.
engulfed the room.
Mike's brother showed up with a McDonald's bag, and I'm assuming there's McGriddles in there.
Just to make me mad.
How old is Carol Burnett?
90.
90?
89.
89?
87.
69.
Going lower, 69. Carmen?
I'm literally scrolling on Facebook and it just popped up.
Oh, really? Well,
cool.
yeah.
Cheater.
She is 91 years old.
Damn.
91-year-old Carol Burnett recently joked that she'd like to, quote, do Bradley Cooper.
Hey, yo.
So he sent her a birthday message saying, quote, I've always been a massive fan of yours since I was a kid. I hope to meet you one day. Maybe we can even work together and stuff.
Is that a compliment?
Well, the thing about it is imagine a 91-year-old dude saying this about a
Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, that's true.
40-something-year-old
Yeah.
actress, whatever, where I'd like to do you.
Yeah.
People would be like, oh, my God.
But you know what gets
Cancel her.
rid of it? Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney? I'd like to do her.
Yeah.
Yeah. 90, even though I'm 90, I'd like to do Sydney Sweeney. And Bill Murray, everybody goes, oh, Bill Murray.
Still blows my mind that he was banging bring your milkshake to the yard.
I know.
Was he
I
though?
know.
Was
Yes.
he?
Yeah, she
They were
said
together. They were in a relationship.
She loved him.
yeah, that's
She
wild.
what, Spanish?
I don't know what word that was.
She loved him.
She left him.
She loved him.
She loved a little bit.
Did he leave or love?
I-
Carol
tell me
Burnett, ever on the show? Yes or no?
Yes.
She was?
I don't know.
Well, why did you say it? What's
Because I
Vim
felt
and
it in
Vigor?
my heart.
Lily
Anybody else?
Tomlin, yes. Carol Burnett, I don't remember.
think
I'm gonna
yes.
say no.
Anybody else?
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm going to say no.
Carol Burnett was on the
I
show.
knew
Damn
it.
it,
I knew it.
Because I asked her, I said to her, I always thought Harvey Korman was gay. He just had that about him.
What is it?
Like the kind that like Paul Lynn had, you know. And she goes, oh no. And she goes, in fact, Harvey always had his nieces on set. And I went, oh, okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Jennifer Aniston is producing a remake of the Dolly Parton classic 9 to 5. No word who's going to star in it yet, but it's in the early stages.
It's all of the girls from Friends.
Diablo Cody, who wrote Juno, is writing the script.
Can I just tell you, though, one of the best songs.
And,
Was he really?
Yeah.
I thought
let
he
me see.
died young. I thought he died like
He's
maybe
not
in his
dead.
60s.
He's not dead.
He's still alive. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
92.
92.
He's
Who am I
92.
thinking of?
I don't know.
Where's
Harvey
Dabney
Korman.
Coleman been? Not Harvey Korman. No, I don't know. I always thought he died young. Interesting.
He was in so many great 9 to 5 on Golden Pond, Tootsie, War Games.
Also, can we point out nobody in the world ever else besides him named Dabney?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
What kind of name is that?
Yeah, it's a weird one.
You know what's weird is that
Suspicious.
nobody's like you're introduced to me like this is Dabney Coleman. You're like, nice to meet
Nice
you.
to-
yeah.
Nobody goes, what is your name? Dabney?
Mr. Dabs?
Yeah. What up, Dab?
What up, Dad? Yeah, for real.
Dabney Wharton Coleman.
Wharton.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dabney.
that's even worse.
Wharton's Wharton's a popular name.
I wonder where he,
Wharton Business School. Or
And he's kind of like one of those guys. He's in a bunch of movies.
oh yeah.
And he's not like really the lead, but you're always like, yeah, I know.
Oh, so much I thought he was dead.
Right. But you always see him and you're like, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Dabney.
Dabney.
he's
When
great.
he dies, the last Dabney on Earth is dead.
For sure. Unless there's a Dabney out there we don't know about.
Real quick, I'm just going to go to Facebook and put in Dabney. Like, nope, there's a lot of last name Dabneys, not a lot of first.
I put in Dabney. There is a female attorney named Dabney L. Frederick.
No, I don't like her.
There is a Dabney Lee that has a gift shop.
Don't like it.
Dabney. Oh no, he was Dabney Coleman was on Yellowstone. Mike.
I don't recall. What did it say he was?
Let's see.
He play a sheep?
Dude.
There is Dabney
Oh
Carr.
man, he looks
He was
so
a tree.
old on there. John. He plays Kevin Costner's father.
Oh, you're not a fan.
That must have been
you
the-
don't know.
Yeah.
Stolen Valor.
Hold on.
Stolen Dabney.
Hold on.
Dabney.
There was. Oh, yeah.
Flashback.
He was alive.
Flashback.
Dabney Carr is a Virginia assemblyman. Well, wait, from the 1700s. There's a Dabney Cosby.
Yeah, so Dabney's probably just an old name. Someone in his family had it, so you got it. According to a new poll, Americans think the perfect movie length is how long? Perfect movie length.
Hour and a half. 90 minutes.
90 minutes, Mike says.
85 minutes.
85.
An hour and 45 minutes.
Hour 45.
90 minutes.
90. You agree with Mike? Carmen, what do you think?
I'm going to say 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
They say 92 minutes. So you guys were close. 92 minutes. Only 15% want a movie to be 2 hours or longer, and only 2% want to sit through a 2.5 hour movie.
92 minutes. I wish there's only 2 more minutes left. That would
But
be
you
great.
do the average of everybody, how they do it and stuff. But yes, I agree with that. I think, right around an hour and a half is good. Depends on the movie, though. There are some movies that are longer that you enjoy, some that are shorter that you enjoy. But yeah, that hits about right.
But nowadays, they're making movies way too long.
Oh, yeah.
There are movies that are like 3.5 hours. And you're like, why?
I don't remember the last movie I saw. Like the last. Oh, Wonka, maybe?
That was, how long was that?
I don't know. It must have been pretty average because I don't think it was too long. Wonka, I don't know if I'd seen another movie after that.
2 hours.
Yeah, fine. That's fine. To me, 2 hours and under is good.
In 2 hours, you can build a story, you can tell a story, you can
Eat a lot of
end the
popcorn.
Yeah, but you don't need more than 2 hours. If it's more than 2 hours, it needs to be a sequel or split.
I
You know what
disagree
mean?
because Dune 2 was 2 hours and 46 minutes long.
Yeah,
and it
but
was
it was
amazing.
3-hour movie.
It was
But
amazing.
if
dude.
it's good and it
Yeah.
works and you don't, did you feel like it was that long?
Not at
Yeah,
all.
so that
Yeah.
works out. But there have been plenty of movies that I saw, and listen, you could take quite a bit. What was the Martian? You could
2
take
souls too long.
Yeah. There's a lot that you could cut down for sure.
Remember when we went to see, we watched The Irishman in Tahoe. I was like, Jesus Christ, I had to start that 4 times, that movie. That movie was terrible.
God.
It was long and terrible.
If you're going to have a movie be more than 2 hours, if you're going to have a movie be like 3 hours or something, you need to have an intermission.
I agree with that.
At like an hour and a half, everyone go pee.
You're not bringing me back after the
Or
intermission.
make
Oh,
two
for
movies.
sure. You paid for it.
Make 2 movies.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
because then
dude-
you got to wait for the second one to come out.
What was the movie recently that came out? The movie theaters were showing it was starting an intermission, and
It
the
was
movie
that
company.
Tarantino movie.
Well, Hateful Eight, they had an intermission.
No, it was a Scorsese movie. I think I'm trying to remember, Joe. I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah.
It was a movie that came out recently. Oh, I think that one with the Flower Moon one.
Killers
Yeah.
of the Flower Moon.
They were starting to put an intermission in it, and Scorsese was getting mad.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll make it so long. That was too long and wasn't good.
3.5 hours.
Yeah. Richie Sambora did not like the way he was portrayed in the Bon Jovi docuseries, Thank You, Good Night.
That comes out this week.
His rep says, quote, he disagrees with how they framed his departure from the band.
I have to watch it. I don't know what they say in the thing. I interviewed David Bryan, and David Bryan said that Richie is an alcoholic and has alcohol issues, and I
Maybe
said,
he doesn't like that.
well, but I said to him, I said, have you, he goes, he's my brother and I love him. I go, have you spoken to him? And he said, no. And he goes, you can't. When you have somebody who's an addict like that, you have to get them out of your life until they decide that it's time to get, and like you could tell he was very troubled with it. So there's no doubt that, as I said, and then John says, Richie just called him up one day and quit out of the blue. Said he's done and he quit, and they had to bring Phil X in to fill in, and they were in the middle of a tour and all that. I don't know what's true. I haven't watched this documentary yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah?
I think it'd be pretty cool to see, especially knowing some inside stuff.
Yeah. Finally in news, I'm not going to make it a big secret because you probably already know.
It's Pretzel Day.
Motley Crue has new music out. Have you heard it yet?
Just a snippet.
The snippet? Yeah, I heard the snippet the other day, but we already have it. It's supposed to be dropping at 10, but we got it. Don't worry about it.
We'll drop it like it's hot.
This is new music from Motley Crue with John 5 now on guitar. Then you have Nikki, Tommy, and Vince.
Nikki, Tommy, and a very photoshopped Vince. Have you seen the video?
Yeah, well, the video, they're like, it's kind of animated or whatever it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's different, weird look to it and stuff. But this is called Dogs of War, new single from Motley Crue. Take a listen.
They should have an Eddie Van Halen tip jar that every once in a while everybody else goes, it's Van Halen.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's great. I like it. That's pretty good. If
Well,
they
there
have
you
a
go.
whole heavy album like that. See, the problem with these bands is they need to find, it's not the bands. The problem with the situation is you need to move forward with the times, stay relevant, but also still keep kind of your band sound.
Keep that
a little
sound,
bit,
yeah.
Which they seem like they were able to do
Yeah,
there.
that you
That's
play
good.
that, you know that's Motley Crue.
Yeah, listen, Vince Neil can't pull any of that stuff off live, but on CDs he always sounds good.
You know, it's so funny. I forget who was
CDs.
talking about it. They were saying about, everybody complaining about Vince Neil singing and stuff. And he was like, Vince Neil never could sing. Like,
Yeah.
don't you remember back in the day? He goes, I think everyone was just so high and drunk that they didn't realize he could never sing.
But he was good-looking blonde
Right,
Vince Neil.
I think that's
now
the
he's
big
the
thing.
abominable snowman.
Right. He used to have abs and stuff. And
Now he's big, fat, can't sing because I can't breathe, Vince Neil.
Well, there you go. New music from Motley Crue. That is Dogs of War.
New Motley Crue, new Richie Sambora, new Bon Jovi, 2024.
So a whole album comes out today, or just that song?
I think just that song and that video for that, but that's the single there. I don't know if they're putting out a whole album or whether they're just going to be releasing some, singles and doing it that way.
Yeah, which seems to be working for everybody. Who cares? You're not
Right.
getting album sales anyway, so you might as well just put out songs.
There you go. That is it for news.
All right, thank you. 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. Harlan Williams is coming in at the top of the hour. We haven't seen him in a while. We're happy to have him on the show. He'll be at Side Splitters this weekend.
What are you gonna do about
what?
About
About McGriddles?
yeah? What are you gonna do?
I'm going to smell them. Maybe Joe will grab me a protein shake so I can pretend like I'm eating with you
Stay
guys.
strong,
Happy to
Mike.
do that.
Stay
I mean,
Thanks,
strong.
Carmen.
You got this.
I mean, you've already cheated a couple times.
I have
Stay strong.
So you're saying it doesn't matter?
I
mean,
not
Stay-
cheated a couple
no, I'm
times.
saying stay strong.
You're at a fork in the road right here.
If I had a fork, I'd eat them. If I had a fork, I'd eat them all.
Smells wonderful.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break, and I'll make a decision then. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone.
Hey, man, I just wanted to
You know, does that happen to you
let
all the
Galvin
time?
know that
Does that happen to you all the time when I see Tracy, and in my mind, I think I'm going to hear, hi, I call, and then you just hit me with a man voice?
no, bro. I get a lot of the Dick Tracy jokes that have gotten old through the years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Dick Tracy, I get you. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
No, my dad was a fireman for 22 years, and he did the. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but he worked 24 off 48. They had what they called Kelly days, and it just that I've never heard of volunteer firemen other than like the young man said earlier.
Your cadence in which
Sure,
you
what
speak is
website?
awful. Tracy, you have a bad connection. I'm sorry. He's saying he never heard of volunteer being the majority of the firemen, and Galvin said yes.
I don't know what to tell you.
All right. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just wanted to say when you guys were talking about the movies with the intermissions, I'm from Italy, so that's I was used to. And when it came down here, I was like, oh, that's very strange. But then when I used to go to Italy twice a year, I would get so mad that there's intermission because it's just a waste of time for me.
What do they?
But
When do they
another-
drop it? Like, if you got an hour and a half
Right
movie or
in-
2 hours, they just cut it in the middle?
Right in the middle. Yep. You got about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, And they'll let you know when the movie starts again, because everybody in Europe smokes cigarettes anyway, so everybody needs to grab a cigarette.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Get another drink. Yeah.
You go take a leak, go get a drink or whatever, go smoke a cigarette.
But
All right.
I mean, like,
Thank you.
For non-smokers, I just think it would be more profitable for the movie theaters because that way people will be like, oh, now I'm kind of hungry. Let me get popcorn. Let me go get some food, a drink, whatever. You have that time. So I think more people would spend more money.
I don't want an intermission, but I get it. You're right. If I was the theater owner, I would find a way to profit off of that for sure.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Because I'm someone who has to go to the bathroom at least 2 times during a movie.
Yeah. If
I have the smallest bladder in the world. It sucks. But I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. And I get there, I get my Diet Coke, and I'm sitting down.
Carmen, I was damaging that bladder in my dream.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Pew, 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 pew.
Pew 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 pew.
Dude, it was
Pew, pew.
Pew.
No.
pure love.
Come on.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Good
morning.
Yes, sir.
Hey, do you have any Bad Religion tickets left?
What'd you say?
Whoa. Do you have any Bad Religion tickets left?
Bad Religion. You talk so fast.
Yeah.
I thought I thought I had to reset them.
I thought he said battery living.
I don't want to waste any time.
Carmen, do we have any Bad Religion tickets left?
We do not.
We do not, sir. See, you wasted our time.
Would you like?
Sorry.
Waste. I did not say that this
You
morning.
want Brooks and Dunn?
Nope, we don't have those either.
sorry.
Would you like Giggly Squad?
You want to go to Geek Squad?
We do not have those.
Oh, sorry. No, I don't, sir. I would give them to you if I did. You know me.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
But I will say, because it is tonight, we do have 1 pair of Heart and Cheap Trick.
Oh, man.
Superior.
So if you
Oh,
want to
man.
give those out some way, Mike, we can, but we have 1 pair left, and it is for tonight.
All right.
And
All
they
right.
are digital, so you don't have to come pick them up.
Okay,
Nice.
even better. All right,
Yep.
good. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Yeah, I want to comment on the volunteer fire
Oh, Jesus.
department.
Jesus Christ, real
Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
real hot button here.
Struck a
Getting
nerve.
Well, I got to tell you,
Calvin.
I disagree with you too, but it's not something worth fighting over. But also, if I'm a fireman and you're saying something that's not true, I'm like, I got to straighten this out.
National Volunteer Fire Council.org is telling me the facts here. So I don't know if they're
say
just
it again.
making this
What
up
does it say?
or what the hell's going on.
Well, let's
It's-
hear this guy first. Well, go
Okay.
ahead, sir. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello.
So our little town back in Illinois where I grew up, we only had volunteer
Thank you.
firemen. We didn't have like full-time firemen. We would hear the whistle go off on our water tower, and then we would jump out of our houses and go to the firehouse and get in the trucks.
Oh, okay. So you're saying in that case, Galvin's correct.
Yeah. Seems like it's a lot of smaller towns.
Not in that case. In the entire case, I'm correct. Reading this, because
I would
it
have to
says
agree with Galvin.
the majority of fire departments in the United States are volunteer. Of the total 29,452 fire departments in the country, 18,873 are all
Out of
volunteer.
22?
Out of 29,000,
29. That's a
18,000
lot.
are.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
the majority,
This guy.
the majority of
Proving
fire
Galvin correct.
departments are
Thank you, sir.
volunteer. There you go.
I shouldn't have. I should re-say that. I didn't say you were wrong. I just never thought that.
I'll accept your apology.
Thank you.
I think because like for Galvin's point is there are a lot of small towns that people aren't putting into.
Yeah, if you're living in a
account.
city, if you're living in a place, yeah, there's a lot of people that are getting paid, but there's a lot of small towns
like that guy said.
It
volunteers.
says there's 7 in the Tampa Bay area alone.
Set in the whole area.
Yeah.
7
that's-
volunteers.
that's
I remember
Tampa St. Pete.
getting so mad at a volunteer fireman guy one time. When Joey was born, we had just gotten him to fall asleep, and this guy came knocking on our door, and Amanda had Joey, and she answered the door, and they were talking, and I'm like, what could be going on? Then I hear Joey crying, and I go, Jesus Christ. And I walked over there, and she goes, can you handle this, please? And I go, what's going on? And the guy goes, I'm with the volunteer fire department. I go, what do you want? And he's like, we're collecting. I go, get out of here. And he goes, but she said, she said nothing. And he goes, well, you're going to need us when the fire happens. I go, no, I'm going to call a real fireman. And I close the door in his face. Jesus Christ. I pay taxes for those firemen.
Who shut up whenever you had your air conditioner?
Real firemen. Real firemen in a
they were
fire
there.
truck. You can't let volunteer firemen. No, they just come in there at Corollas. They just show up at your house in a Corolla with a hose and a bucket of water, and they're like, I'm just a volunteer.
Johnny Cakes was a volunteer.
What happens if nobody comes?
Nobody hears the
If the
whistle?
volunteer is like, today I got a headache.
You got to bucket brigade it yourself.
Yeah.
But that's what you sign up for.
Right, but then when it happens, you're like, I'm a volunteer. I'm not getting paid for
Yeah,
that.
these smaller towns, you know everybody, so it's like, oh, you're gonna let
Joe did not show up at the fire.
Yeah. Then when they see you at church, they're gonna give you help.
And Mrs. Radish died because of it.
Oh, not Mrs. Radish.
Yeah.
She had the best beats.
What happens?
Mrs. Radish had the best beats. You're the worst. Way to improv, idiot.
What do they do? Do they have trucks or they just pass buckets?
They pass buckets.
Right?
Yeah.
bucket brigade.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, the phones are going crazy. They're all firefighters. Dan, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Yeah, listen, Mike. What people I think forget is that firefighters don't just fight fires. The majority of the calls have to do with ambulance calls. So you're talking about paramedics, and that's 85 to 90% of the calls are not fire calls. Now in Middle America, you need a fire brigade, a volunteer fire corps to put out the fires because there's not much else going on out there. But in more urbanized areas, you've got hospitals, and you've got to get these people transported.
So, but I don't know how that comes into our conversation. Are they volunteers or are they employees?
So if you've got a fire medic or paramedic, they're generally employed because those have to be certified positions, and there's liability. And, the majority of rural America doesn't have a hospital or even, urgent care clinics. So fire EMS doesn't come into it as much. People put folks in a car and they drive them as far as they have to get them to medical facilities. But here, you've got to have folks that are qualified to be able to take care. But the majority of calls deal with fire EMS.
Okay, so then true or false, the majority of fire departments in the United States are volunteer.
Oh, I believe Galvin is correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's all right.
And I'm available for those hard tickets tonight if you have them.
Perfect. You offered something, and Carmen, can you handle that?
Yeah, of course.
All right,
Put
thank
him on
you.
hold.
Hold on, it's going to take a second.
I will high five you tonight at the Heart concert.
I'm also seeing 65%.
Yes.
Oh, that's less
majority.
to go.
Of the firefighters.
Majority.
Not fire,
Majority.
Yeah.
Dan, good
Majority.
morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, Dan. What's up?
No, you just talked to Dan.
Hey, so I graduated from a fire academy down in Sarasota, and it was a volunteer station. But everybody at the station in Nokomis, if we were first on scene, then all the paid firefighters would have to follow our lead.
All the paid, if the volunteer guys got there first, the paid guys would have to follow the volunteers.
Yes, because the fire station that we were at had full rescue and the fire trucks and everything. So if we were first on scene, then we would take control of it.
Yeah, because if the house falls down, we don't want the real firefighters getting hurt.
That's true. You send the volunteers there first.
All right. You got to send in the ringers.
They're all still qualified Fire 1, Fire 2, and EMS. It's just a volunteer station.
I gotta tell you, if I'm a paid if I'm a paid firefighter and the volunteers are there, I'm just going, ooh, look at me, I'm a firefighter.
Go on, Steve, run in there.
Yeah,
see what happens.
No, you know what you're doing. Yeah, you got the hose. There you go.
Can you?
I fight fires.
Can you imagine just sitting there watching TV and all of a sudden? Not a very impressive siren.
No.
But he said he had a whistle from the water tower.
Yeah, it's probably a
yeah. And you're like, all right, I gotta go fight the fire now. And
honey, where are my shoes?
Yeah, where are my boots at? You gotta go get in there. And then now you went from watching The Masked Singer to walking into a burning building.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way I'm doing that.
The crazy thing about that's the majority of firefighters.
Yeah, I know. They're a different breed of human beings.
Not all heroes wear capes.
No, I mean they're a different breed of human beings. Most people run away from the fire. They run into the fire. No, I'm not that guy. Sorry. All right, so the guy got his tickets?
No, I can't take calls.
No, I'm saying, but that's the guy. He's on hold there?
Yes, number 5.
All right. I don't want to take any more
He said Galvin was right. Tickets.
Yes.
Jerry, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Hey, last one of the firefighters. I think some of the volunteers, though, they do it to get on a job in other cities. Like, I grew up in a small town in New York, so I wanted to go for jobs in, like, Yonkers, White Plains, or the city. That gave me experience. The other thing was, I worked at a bar right next to a fire station, so it was kind of scary. The alarm went off, and all the guys drinking ran in to go fight a fire.
Yeah, Turk 182. You'll never miss out. Spanish went into a firehouse one time in New York City after he'd been drinking, and went down the fire pole and smashed his leg.
Well, I didn't know the proper way to go down the fire pole, or I'm sure your friend Frank told me how to do it.
Right.
But I gripped the pole too hard with my hands, and about halfway down, my hands started to burn. And because I was drunk, I was like, just let go, and then smashed and almost broke my ankle.
Gotta use your legs.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
It looks so easy in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's difficult.
It's not.
You were just drunk.
Wasted.
Yeah.
God, I had such a blast that time. In
He
New
was
York.
like, there was a point in the next bar where I was like, we should probably take him to the hospital.
Was that when you ate all the
pretty
Woe Hop?
Yeah, that was the same time. And my ankle blew up, man. It was so swollen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mike was like, I'll take you to the hospital. I was like, just keep drinking.
I mean, I don't know if that would take you. I would probably put you in a cab and send you. Yeah.
The show rolls on.
Let's go back. I'm in.
I'm in.
We're due for a trip.
I'm down. I would love to.
It'd be a lot easier to go to New York than it would be to go to Amsterdam.
Yeah, and if we do go someplace up north, we could see the Northern Lights.
I'm out.
So,
Yeah, what are you making it gay for?
you're the one
We
who
could all
said
get
you wanted
in
to
the
go see
hammock
it.
and
Yeah,
to the Northern Lights.
I don't want to be with you.
All
Staring
right.
at the Northern Lights.
All right, Jesus.
Caressing your head in the
No
hammock.
one's caressing my head in the
Did I
hammock.
dream this during the break, or did my brother bring McGriddles, and then did Ian stop by and bring T-shirts for everybody?
Yeah. And he brought me a hammock.
Yeah.
And he brought you a hammock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's
a good day
This
today.
show, we just sit here and people bring us things.
It's awesome.
I love
Spanish.
it.
That's
Yes.
not a hammock. That's a T-shirt for me. Don't be a jerk.
By the way, Mike, our guest has been turned away at the gate twice, they said, or once.
Nobody's called me.
So I'm trying to figure out, is there somebody I could call to see?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just put him on the list.
Okay.
Who's
It's
driving?
BT.
Yeah, I'll put him on the list real quick. Oh, hold on. Stand by.
Nobody told me.
Eight missed calls.
Please help. For the love of God.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody, I'm right here. I got no missed calls.
Carmen,
I don't know what they did.
did you have a question, Carmen?
I did, but if you have to leave, it's
No.
fine.
What do you got?
Oh, I was just wondering because Spanish was talking about his hammock. He went on a date yesterday. I was wondering if there was any hammock laying yesterday.
No hammock laying, but she's very nice. She's a very sweet person. We did have coffee and pastries.
Who is this? Elliot? Paige?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Meg Elliott. No, that was it. We just talked and hung out. She's probably going to be more just a friend type deal. I'm not interested. Yeah.
That way.
Was it her penis that did?
Yeah. It was,
You don't like boys?
It was, her penis. Yeah.
Did she
No, she's nice.
She didn't listen to the show at
No,
all?
she doesn't listen
catch
to the
wind
show.
that everybody was.
No.
She's
thank
listening
God.
now, though.
Yeah. No, I didn't tell her what I do. She didn't ask.
Oh.
Yeah.
She didn't
know.
ask?
She didn't ask. Yeah.
Oh, then she was not interested either.
Not much of a
Yeah.
conversationalist, is she?
No, we actually talked a lot about
The Alchemist?
We did talk about The Alchemist. Yeah.
Your
Northern
beads?
Lights.
And no bead talk. I didn't have my beads on when I met her.
Do you think she
And
thought you were too short when you saw you?
No, she's tinier than I am.
Don't give me that look.
No,
You go like this.
she's like
What are you talking
5'2".
about?
Yeah.
I'll
But
punch you square in the face.
we did talk about. I'm reading this other book, the Book of Enoch. From the Bible. It's pretty wild, bro.
brother.
Yeah, just wild stuff.
The whole day I didn't hate you until just now.
All right, well, yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm
I
done.
put BT on the list. So BT, if you're listening, please try again.
Tell
Please
him just
come
follow the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Should be fine.
back. Oh my God. Why are they out? I mean, you're here. Nobody called.
You know what's funny is I was just going to say that coming in the other gate that I come in now.
They did call.
Oh yeah, is so much easier. These guys know. Once they see it a couple times, then they're just like, "Hey, all right, good."
Oh, yeah.
Where last used to be the Spanish Inquisition with the guys back there at the back gate. They'd be like, "Who are you?" I go, "I was here yesterday and the day before."
You see my face.
Yeah.
They called it 811 though. That wasn't them.
I don't know. Because he texted me at 8:12, a little before 8:50.
Yeah, 8:50. Nobody
Yeah.
called me at 8:50. 8:49. I got a robocall from.
Oh, he went to the gate
Wrong
that's under
gate.
construction.
That
That's their
wasn't
fault.
my fault.
Oh, your fault.
No, it wasn't my fault.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh man. Go to the main gate. There you go.
Just
He's coming from Dale Mabry. Why don't you just go to the main gate? Whatever. Oh yeah. All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, hopefully we'll get Harlan Williams in the gate, in the building. Are they good now?
Yeah, he's headed to the main gate now, so I'm just going to wait to hear.
I cannot wait to hear what Harlan Williams has to say about volunteer firefighters.
Wait.
All right.
That's the hot button. That took over the hot or not discussion on Instagram.
You got everybody all fired up.
Yeah, man. Hey, just so you know, my dad would delete. Just so you know, if you're DMing me right now, delete. Just stop it.
I'm going to tell you this. I try to go through all my stuff. I don't look at your reels. I'm not. I don't do it. but I try to read all the emails and stuff. If I open a page and it's all, I just see the soul full, I just delete it. I don't even want to know. There's nothing that you have to tell me that's so important that you're sending me a 3-page message on Instagram.
Also, if it starts out, I know you hate reels. I don't hate reels. I've seen them all.
I just hate
Stop
you.
it.
Right.
Stop it.
Right. The way the algorithm works is that if I saw it, then chances are somebody in this room is going to get it thrown in their algorithm within the next 15 minutes. So
Hey, send Galvin this reel is what I get.
I can't believe you get. Do you really get that?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Not me.
Hey, Mike didn't answer my message.
Yeah.
Could you tell
those
him?
those are my
Well,
favorites.
why didn't you
Carmen.
tell me, Carmen?
Because if you didn't answer, then I know that you don't care.
I do. I do care. My heart cares.
No,
My
because
heart will go on.
I sent Mike a message and he didn't respond to me. So could you tell him?
Yeah,
I'm
if
like,
she's good looking, hit me up. If not, let's let it go.
no, it's always guys.
Yeah.
Mike didn't answer, but I was hoping to get these tickets.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
But that's what I'm saying. Those are the messages I get.
I love it on my
didn't answer.
personal Facebook. It's like, this guy's trying to contact you, and I go, oh, it must be important. Hey, can I get a pair? No, you can get blocked. Yeah.
But you don't understand. Him and his wife saw the band 20 years ago.
That guy wrote a song about Steven Tyler.
And they love volunteer fired.
Yeah, fighters. Love it.
Spanish.
Yeah.
The Northern Lights, you say?
Yep.
All right.
Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, I'm not going.
No.
Yeah, that's fine.
I would like to see
You
them.
put the boar in Borealis
I would like to see them, though.
Yeah. Well,
without you.
Where's
see.
the
Go
best
for it.
place to do it?
Finland.
Finland?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Well,
How do we go from drinking and Chinese food in New York to Northern Lights?
Right. I'll tell you, you took a turn in Spanish world.
Yeah. The first one sounded like a great time.
all right. Well, none of you have to go.
I'll go with you, Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, the people that want to go can go. You guys obviously would just rather eat and drink somewhere.
Have you gotten one of those, the little projector thing that shows all the...
Pretty sweet.
Do you
yeah.
have one?
Yeah, I do.
I knew you'd have
I
one.
do.
I knew you'd have
My
one.
daughter has
I
one
got
of
that
those.
years ago. Yeah. I got that before COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of those, too.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. But they're not the same as,
I had a song that I wanted to try and play. Forget about it. You know the Eclipse song that everybody loves?
Total Eclipse of My Heart.
No, the one that he
No.
made.
Oh.
The Eclipse.
Yeah.
You want to talk about emails? 9 million people asking me who sang that song and how they can find it. You listen to this show. That's where you get it. Well, this guy had a song I thought about the Northern Lights, but now I can't find it, so he's ruined my whole day.
You want a McGriddle?
I do. Do I want a McGriddle? Yes, I do, Gio. Thanks for bringing it up.
Stay strong, Mike. Stay
We still
strong.
have a couple.
Karen.
They're right there.
You do, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's enough for everybody.
What if I just take the...
How many have you had, Gio? So more than one, clearly.
What do we figure out? Majority, 65%?
All right, let's take a break. Harlan Williams join us next on 102.5 The Bone. I mean, I understand that they were at the gate and they didn't get through, but it's one exit away. All you do is get on the highway and you circle back around. What is going on?
I'll go call him.
Oh, I mean, wait till we go on the air to do it.
Well, that's okay. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what you want me to do.
I don't know. By the time he gets here, we're going to be like, oh, it's too late. Show's over.
Do you want me to tell him not to come?
You trying to cancel Harlan Williams?
I don't want to cancel Harlan Williams.
This guy's been driving around in circles for a half hour, and now you want to cancel his appearance?
I just want to do whatever's right and
was
whatever's
at the
in
gate
the
already.
best interest of the show. I know he was at the wrong gate. I'm sure he's going to be here soon.
But I mean, how soon? What do you think they stopped him for breakfast?
No, not a chance. No, they probably just got a little confused. I don't know where his GPS took him, And I'm not good with giving people directions because I don't know how to find my way out of a paper
That's
bag.
important. Trying to get people here, and you can't give them directions.
Well, I'm terrible at that. I have to admit that to myself.
Don't you have MapQuest? Can't you
That
MapQuest it out and print it out?
But sometimes MapQuest takes me long. There have been numerous times where I'm in the car with Joe and I put someplace into my GPS and he has to tell me that the GPS is taking me the long way.
I'm telling you, Northern Lights would help.
They would. Same with Northern Star.
Yep.
Starstruck. Never gonna stop. Just a little bit of a tribute to Northern Lights, Northern Starstruck.
I miss them.
Let's just wait here in silence. Oh, you hear that?
Yeah.
Harlan Williams is here. Alexa, stop. All right, now we know. Now we know what's going on. In my mind, Harlan Williams wearing a hat, sunglasses, and a Captain America shirt. Where is he? Let me see him. Where's Harlan Williams? Mm-hmm. There he is. How you doing? Don't walk in here like you don't remember us, like you've never seen us before. Come on. Harlan Williams is here. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. We're live on the air, so don't curse. I know you like to get dirty. Yeah. Grab that microphone right there. How are you, buddy?
Good. How are you?
It's been a long time since we've seen you.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
What have you been doing? What have you been up to?
Just modeling. I've been modeling again, and just popping in back from Fashion Week in Milan.
Understand.
Yeah, so I try to stay on the catwalk. It's not just like a job, but it's also sort of my physical routine.
Yeah,
because you're doing a lot of walking.
Yeah. I get you.
You know,
back and forth.
Up and down, Naomi Campbell, Heidi Klum, just
all the latest
all my
models.
buddies, yeah. And
you get a lot of girls.
Yeah. Tons. Yeah, I got 6 in the truck right now waiting. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll probably do an afternoon delight. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah.
I do. Of course I do.
Yeah, I keep 6 or 7 girls in the truck and 4 jars of Hellman's mayonnaise just so we can be nice and liquid and slide around. Yeah.
I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, I bet you Harlan Williams gets more girls than you can imagine.
It's unreal. It doesn't stop. I need to walk around with a leaf blower just to push them back. Like it's like they're like blowing down the street. Yeah,
do you remember?
Do
you remember? I don't know if you remember this. Are you still doing your podcast?
Oh yeah, the Harland Highway. It's on YouTube now.
Oh, you used to watch it.
It used to be just audio, and then after COVID, I thought, all these people started having me guest on their podcast,
right.
like Bobby Lee and Santino and everyone. And I saw what they're doing, and I thought, man, this seems to be like the thing to do. And I thought, I've been doing this audio one for years. I'd actually stopped doing it, and I thought, let's give a crack at the video one. And it's doing way better than my audio one ever.
People want to see. They want to see.
People want to see. So the Harland Highway on YouTube every Tuesday, I drop a brand new episode.
Now I don't know if you remember this.
Yes,
but
sir.
Years ago, I said to you.
Yeah,
you're doing a podcast, and I go, "Are you making money?" And you were like, "No, not really." This was years ago.
Yeah, not a cent.
Not a cent.
I was
like,
losing money.
I go, "Then why are you doing this?" And you go, "I don't know." And I go, "I maybe." So I said, "You said listen to the podcast, and then tell me next time whether or not I should keep doing it."
Right.
And I said, "Okay, but I'm going to be honest."
I wanted honesty.
I laughed. I thought it was great.
Oh, thanks.
But here's the thing: is that people in your position. I don't remember quite what the controversy was, but there was a protest about something, not like we have now, but it was a protest. And you were like the most outspoken. You were almost violent to a point, and I went, you don't really see that kind of honesty with people who are also, I mean, comedians can get away with a lot, but people who are also celebrities and movie stars and stuff.
Right.
You were very honest about it. And then right when I was like, all fired up, and you were so good on it. I was like, wow, good for him saying what's on his mind. And then at the end of it, when it was over, you're like, and now we're going to talk to birds.
Talk to birds?
I don't know. It was some sort of animals were having a conversation, and I go, this is brilliant. This is actually one that you should keep doing.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is just like you said. It's just 5 comedians going on each other's shows talking about the same story, just telling it a little different. But you took yours totally different angle.
Yeah, I try to bring a different vibe to it.
Yeah.
And so that's my thing. And thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
I did. I would totally tell you if I didn't. I was waiting to break the news to you, and it was great.
I love honesty. I love honesty.
It was a controversial. You took a side. Nobody ever takes a side anymore.
Yeah.
You took a side, and you were defending it, and you were mad, and I went, good for him. Holy cow.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, I just, just try to keep it real and honest and whatever's coming out of me. And But on the new one, on the old one, I never had guests. I think in 11 years, I think I had 6 guests.
Yeah.
And then on the new one, it's 98% I'll have a guest, a comedian like Bill Burr or Kevin Nealon or whoever, and so it's a lot more of me dancing back and forth with the guest, which is fun.
It's funny, I saw a clip with you and Kevin Nealon, and there's a point where you guys are going back and forth, and you're just making stuff up off the top of your head, and both of you are great at it. But there's a point where Kevin Nealon looks at you with appreciation for how funny you are and how you're coming up with the stuff.
Oh, thank you.
It's really good, though, because you can see where he's like, this guy's great.
Thank you. Yeah, we have. It's fun to find the different chemistry with the different comedians because they're all professional comedians, so they all have such strong personalities.
Yeah, like Bill Burr doesn't seem like a guy that you'd be hanging out with.
Well, Burr, when he came, what I did is, you ever seen those misters that you put beside your bed at night and that stream of mist come out?
Yeah.
So I hid one behind the desk, and when he sat down, I turned it on, and just this stream of mist, and he goes, "What the hell is that thing right there?" And I said, "That's a Bill Burr de-angrifier." And I just had the steam going the whole thing because he gets so amped up, you know?
He is angry about everything.
Yeah, and it was fun. I mean, I just dug right into that, and then we had a great time.
I had him on one time to talk about the King of Staten Island, which he was in.
Okay.
With Pete Davidson. He had a pretty big role. He played like the stepfather, dating his mother, and the mother was Marissa Tomei.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that's what I said. And I go, hey, that's not a bad deal, huh? Getting a part where you get to make out Marissa Tomei. Very easy, kind of just a statement more than anything.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, it's not like that. There's 50 crew guys around. He's yelling at me. I'm like, all right. I was just bringing up I would like to kiss Marissa Tomei is what I was saying.
Yeah, you would.
Well, I would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe in your modeling travels, if you see her, you can mention her name.
Dude, I'll pop and drop for you. I'll pop and drop.
Who do you hang out with? Who's your buddies?
Well, I have a bunch of. I play a lot of racquetball, so I have a bunch of buddies I play racquetball with.
You didn't make the jump to pickleball? Are you sticking with racquetball?
I did pickleball, but to be honest, when you've played racquetball, which is like chasing a bullet,
slow,
and then you play pickleball, it's like chasing like a baseball.
Yeah,
it's too slow for me, believe it or not.
Yeah, you've been playing racquetball all these years.
Yeah, it's still pickleball still can be fast, but I just got bored with it. Like I play racquetball 3-4 times a week.
Wow.
So when I got on I'd find myself after a game or two just sort of like, what time is it? You know, whereas racquetball, who wants to play another one?
I don't have that in me at all.
Oh, you will.
I played handball when I was a kid.
Well, we call that, you know what? Yeah. I think all boys played handball. Yeah.
I was great at it.
That's a given. Yeah. You look like a champ.
All right. So what do you? We got just racquetball buddies?
No. I got racquetball buddies. I got buddies from the comedy community.
Yeah. Like who's your best friends like that we kind of know? Like, I'm wondering who is in your realm of...
You know, I've never super immersed myself in the stand-up comedy world.
Right.
I've always sort of... I'm one of the few comics that goes and does my spots at the Comedy Store or the Laugh Factory, the Improv in L.A., and I go home.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a phantom, to be honest. I love doing stand-up. I love the other guys, but I've never sort of got into the clique. I just sort of kept my distance from
the clique. You say,
you know, the kind
not
of
the clique, the clique.
Clique.
Oh, I like the way you say it.
You know, however you want to say it.
The models probably say clique.
Well, I took English at DeVry too, so I speak a little different than others.
You know, I almost went to DeVry.
Really?
I had no other choice. I had nothing else going on.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't want to go there, so I flubbed the entrance exam.
No
you know
way.
How dumb you have to be to get turned down from DeVry?
Yeah. Would you misspell your name?
Long division.
Oh, wow.
I made it wrong like I didn't know how to do it.
I hate
That's a true story.
Division. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so in your clique is who?
So I have just buddies that are sort of outside of the stand-up comedy world. I hang around with comedians now and then, but it's not that I don't like them. It's just... Yeah. It's just, you know, it's that's the world I work in, so it just sort of...
that's not... I remember you hung out with... Didn't you hang out with the kid who played Lex Luthor?
Yeah, Michael Rosenbaum. He's one of my really good buddies. He's actually my neighbor, lives right up the street.
Oh, there you go.
My buddy Matt, who actually just moved. I'm bummed. One of my best friends, he just moved this week.
Get away from you?
To get away from me, you know. So yeah, I'm just kind of my little group of friends.
And what's it? You have a girlfriend or anything?
At the moment, no.
I
don't have a girlfriend. Why have a girlfriend when you got 7 in the car? You know?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I bet you my wife would love you. You're her perfect amount of weird. Like,
is that right?
Yeah, like.
Finally.
Nah, I'm just. But you know what I'm saying? Like, she loves. What's the guy's name? The wish you weren't here guy.
Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson. You know who that guy is?
The actor?
She loves
from Shawshank?
No, that's Tim Robbins.
Well,
Tim Robinson.
Same thing, really.
He's got that show on Netflix. I wish you would leave. He's a
that
comedian.
guy.
Yeah.
I think you should leave.
I think you should leave.
He was a writer for SNL.
They asked me to be on that show.
Really?
And I said, okay. And they're okay. Come on down and do an audition.
Oh.
And I said, excuse me? They said, yeah,
Harlan
they're
Williams.
making everyone audition. I said, guys, it's a funny show, but it's just a bit part, a guest star. I'm not auditioning. You know who I am.
Yeah,
if you
that's
want me,
weird.
great. I'm there. If you want me to audition, bye.
Ooh, who do you go up against? And like, who do you see in the room when you went for auditions? Like, who? Brian Posehn?
Not Brian Posehn. I remember seeing guys like Craig Robinson. One of my auditions where I just got Jeffrey Ross. I'll see in there. You never know who you're gonna see. But what makes me mad is when I go into audition and legitimate guys that shouldn't be there, they're making audition. I did an audition. And I'm sitting in the waiting room, and you got to sign in. It's sort of humiliating, especially when you've got a big body of work, right? Which I have, but I'm not a god. You have to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But then Michael Richards walks in, Kramer.
Wow.
And I just walked up to the girl. I said, that's your guy right there.
You're making Kramer audition?
This is Kramer. I said, this is a comedy, whatever. It's like that's your guy. And I left. I fucking left.
Whoa, you can't say that word.
Sorry.
That's all
Got
right.
it.
All right, you're good.
Thank you. And then I was doing audition for a sketch show. Like a sketch show, and Craig Robinson. This was before The Office.
Okay.
Craig Robinson, all these people. And in walks, you remember, sketch show. In walks Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, this is one of the guys that re-engineered the sketch genre.
Yeah.
They reinvented it. They're the hippest sketch show to come along since SNL.
Yeah.
And you're making Kevin McDonald audition for
How
a
weird.
sketch show. It's very infuriating because it reinforces just how cruel Hollywood is.
Yeah.
Like you should get to a point where you just earn it.
Not everybody, but certain
Not
people
everybody,
get that,
but Kramer and Kevin McDonald. Hello.
Yeah, when you walk into I've only done a very minimal amount of those things. When you walk into a room and there, how many people? 5 guys in there, maybe a handful of people there for your audition when you go in.
What it is, it's usually you start off with about 5 or 6, and then they start, like, some guys will leave, and then more will filter in, and so it's not just one sitting. Like they'll have guys coming in all morning.
Check and see.
So as five go in, 5 more show up because you're given a time.
No. I mean the people waiting in the room. Like there's a casting director or somebody.
Oh, once you're in the room.
When you're in the room.
Yeah, that can vary between from between 2 to like I've been in rooms where there's like 15.
Yeah.
It depends how far down you get too. Like if you get right to the end, like down to the last 2 or 3 people,
right,
you'll have like a full room because then now all the executives come in, all the big wigs. Now you're down to the cream, and that's when it gets very. That's when it's the most nerve wracking because now you know you're in the final 4 or 5, and what they do it makes it even more horrible. The 4 or 5 finalists. After you've been through 300, 400 guys, when you're in the 4 or 5 finalists, they bring all of you in at once, put the 5 of you who are, reaching for the prize. They give you your contract in the lobby, and you have to sign it in front of all the other guys. And if you get it, they're locking you in. You're locking in for a 3 or 5 year contract.
Wow.
So you're with your main competitors right there, and it's horrible.
When you walk in the room, do they go, "Oh, hey, Harlan, okay, here's what we're gonna do"? Like, do they recognize you right out of the gate? Like, I know they know who you are, but do they acknowledge it? Or
Yeah. Sometimes they're like, "Hey," and then sometimes. But what I do a lot is it's sort of intimidating energy, being in front of all those executives.
Yeah.
And so what I would do a lot, and that sketch show in particular, I made it to the end. I made it to the final thing, and they made us go in and read with the other finalists to see how we improvise together.
Sure.
And it was a sketch show that was produced by Kelsey Grammer. So he was in the room.
I kind of remember this.
And that was the one that Robinson was up for and all this and that. And so I went in and I thought, you know what? I don't want to deal with their energy, so I won't look at them. So I walked in and I just looked at the ground and I just focused on the other actors.
Right.
And Kelsey was in the room, and he's a guy I did a movie with called Down Periscope, a submarine movie. So I never even looked up once at any of them. I went in, I kicked ass, I did what I did, and then got back, and my agents called. They said, yeah, Harlan, they said you were a complete snob, and I didn't get it.
Because they thought you were.
They thought I was. I wouldn't want to look at but it was because I didn't want to be freaked out. So I wanted to keep my head in the game. So I didn't look up. There was literally about probably 20 of them there, and they brought us into a small theater.
Oh, jeez.
And so I just said, I'm going to keep my head in the game. I'm going to pretend they're not there, and they didn't like that.
They thought you were a snob.
They thought I was big as. They said Harlan was a total snob, and even with Kelsey there, I guess
I was going to say
he was probably rubbed the wrong way because I didn't say hi. I didn't even know he was there, to be honest, because I never looked up. I didn't know Kelsey was sitting right there.
Wow, that's insane. Boy, I don't know how you guys do that. It's a dream.
It's awful.
It's a dream gig when you achieve a certain level, but if you're still fighting for that, man, that's the pain in the ass.
Auditioning is awful.
Right?
I remember when I went in for the whole 9 yards, that Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to go. I was in a bad mood. I was going through a fight with my girlfriend. It was weighed down away from my house. I couldn't find parking. I just didn't want to. I went as a technicality. My agent said, go. It's Bruce Willis movie. I said, all right. I sort of looked at my lines, but... and I remember I plopped down, and the director was this fancy older British guy, and he sat down, and he was excited to see him, and he goes, "Okay, Harlan, did you read the script?" And I just looked. I said, "Sir, I'll be honest, no." I told you I was honest, right? And his face just dropped, right? Like he looked so insulted. And he said, well, let's go ahead and read. And I read, and I thought, it's done. Drove home, and I ended up getting the part.
Isn't that so weird how the ones you think you're not going to get?
Yeah.
Tell me some parts that you wanted that you didn't get. Is there like movies that you're like, I tried for that so hard?
Well, one that I really regret that I blew. Like, I to this day, I'm so mad at myself. Like, my agent said, hey, you're going in to read for this. It's like a war movie. And I said, okay. And they go, well, what's the part? And it's this guy. And it's sort of an Italian name, so I thought I'll do a bit of a voice, I'll be this kind of guy. He's like a soldier. He's kind of a tough guy, And I didn't really pay that much attention to it. And I went in and I read, and I knew I didn't do a great job. It was like a 60% effort,
right?
But at that point, remember, I was starting to get offered lead parts, and so to do a bit part, I was sort of like, I'll read for it. And it was one of these, I go in and read, and then I, later that day, it didn't happen. Too bad. It's a Spielberg movie. And I go, wait, what? And they go, it was Saving Private Ryan. And I go, if I had known, I would have got 100%. But that one hurt.
I see that one where I see you go to be the Italian guy. You go to get that role. And then I see them going, he ain't that guy. But you know what? It would be good if he was the comic guy. Like if they put a funny guy, kind of make things lighter.
Yeah, a funny guy in the middle of what's that beach? Burgundy Beach? Normandy. Yeah. Burgundy. Ron Burgundy Beach.
Yeah, that was crazy. Do you know that I've never done anything movie-wise or anything like that, but I went out to dinner with a bunch of agents one time.
Yeah.
And the lady was like, one of the agents from LA was like, do you act? And I said, no. I said, I think I'd be horrible at it. And she goes, you have a look that we're looking for a movie. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't say I couldn't do it,
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, it's a movie. They're looking for Italian types, I go like a Sopranos thing, and she's like, I go, if you need a fat Italian guy, So carrying on with it, and then the movie gets delayed because the director's wife is really ill, and I'm like, okay, it kind of blew my mind. Then I get a script, and it's to be a driver for a mobster, and I went, I actually think I could pull that off, and I'm all excited about it. And then I end up, I don't know, for one reason or another, I think I might have auditioned for it, or I did. I definitely didn't get the job. It turned out it was De Niro's driver in The Irishman.
Damn.
I've never done it. Can you imagine? They were like, but that's Scorsese. He likes bringing people who don't act into the fold. I thought, that'd be how intimidating. I could never, I wouldn't even been able to stand in the room.
You smash the car, run over his foot.
Yeah.
I would have been a mess, man.
I did a movie with De Niro and Dustin Hoffman, and it was that feeling.
What was that movie?
Wag the Dog.
Oh, I loved Wag the Dog. I couldn't.
Yeah, and I did a scene where I was in the room. I had a scene with. I only had one scene. It was a bit part. And it was with Dustin Hoffman, and then Robert De Niro was standing beside us. I didn't have lines with De Niro, but just feeling his presence.
Yeah.
And I was one of those guys. I don't go up to people and, hey, mister, can we do a picture? You know, I just kept my mouth shut. I thought, he's De Niro. If he wants to say hi, he will. And I think I was on set for 3 days, never said a word. And at one point, we just looked over, we caught each other's eye, and he just kind of went, he gave me like a nod, like that, kind of sucked his lip in, and I was like, "That's good enough for me."
Right.
Yep. And it was, but you're right. You feel the presence. I mean, my scene with Dustin Hoffman, we were doing the scene here. I'm standing with Dustin Hoffman, and he goes, we did a take. You know, it was David Mamet's script, and
it was a great movie.
It was a good movie, and Dustin's like, okay, this time let's do this, and you say this, and I'll do that, and then we'll do. And I'm just nodding my head. I'm like, okay,
whatever you want, Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, and then we do the scene. You know, the director. What was the director? The guy who directed Rain Man. Barry Levinson. Levinson goes, action, and we do the scene again, and we run through it, and then he yells, cut, and then Dustin just looks at me, he goes, you didn't do anything I said. And I was just honest again. I said, Mr. Hoffman, I'll be honest. I'm just so stunned that I'm here with you. I didn't hear a word you said. Because when he was talking,
did he
it was
appreciate that, or was he like? Oh,
he
geez.
sort of giggled, but he just sort of looked mystified, and he didn't talk to me for 2 days outside of doing our lines. I was just, I think at his level, he's like, this guy's just a kind of a talking extra almost.
Yeah.
And on the final day, I was standing on my spot, like looking over my lines, and I look over, he's on the other side of the studio, and this young boy comes in. It was his son, probably about 14, and I kind of look over, and all of a sudden they're both pointing at me. And I'm like, oh no, he's pissed. Yeah. He's like, him and his son come running over. Dustin he looks all fight, goes, were you the cop in Dumb and Dumber? And I said, yeah, and he hugged me. He wouldn't shut up. He was like my best friend for that last afternoon. Like when I was, we'll see you later, man. Like he was hugging me. I couldn't believe it. So his son,
the kid saved you, yeah.
But the kid turned him on to who I was, because Dustin clearly knew the role too, and I was just like, wow, it was just a total. Not that he was being a douche or anything.
No, but he had extra love for you.
Yeah, he suddenly kind of it just sort of it
Do you
was
realize
fun.
how big that is? Even Gio, our producer, when I said, Harlan Williams would talk about movies, he goes, Dumb and Dumber, that's all you need. He was in Dumb and Dumber.
It's ridiculous that how much mileage that little role got. I mean, I just did a thing at Joe Rogan's club, at the Mothership, and Adam Ray's doing this Dr. Phil character.
I love it.
Yeah, and he had me on as the guest, and I just thought we were going to goof around, and Adam's like, tell the story about Dumb and Dumber, how you got that part. It's just, I don't know, that silly little moment resonates and it sticks with people. So I'm grateful, but it's weird to me, to be honest.
It's it's in that genre of that iconic comedy movie now. So it's not just a silly movie. It's the movie from that decade.
Well, I get it, Jim, with the whole movie, but the fact that my little moments resonated so much, I'm super grateful. But I got to be honest, it mystifies me. But I'm glad because it's 30 years old now.
Yeah,
and unbelievably, but people still remember it and memorize it, and it's bizarre.
That's awesome. Harlan Williams is here with us. He's going to be at Side Splitters. You got 2 shows today, 7:30 and 10, and then Saturday night, 7 and 10 o'clock. You still like going out on the road and doing the comedy?
I love it. I love it.
All comics say that, man, but I feel like it's such a pain in the ass.
Well, there's elements like the going to the airport and all that is definitely the worst.
Yeah.
But you do it. It's a job. It's a gift.
Yeah.
To be able to do it, we do. I mean, I used to be a lumberjack, for God's sake, so I know what it's like to do manual labor.
Did you really? Were you in Canada?
Yeah,
Where
in
did you do it?
Canada.
Yeah, yeah.
I did everything. Fish and wildlife work. I was a lumberjack. I was a canoe guide. I was a tree planter.
I was talking about it this morning. I used to drive a forklift.
Yeah,
before
I
was doing
mean,
this,
like, and it's great work. That's good, like, hardy work. But, you know, when I have to get on a plane and sit in first class and show up at a nice hotel and then
Tough
go
life.
and get up and make people laugh, that's a real gift. I don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
And the fact that I call myself a door-to-door salesman, and my product is joy. Laughter is joy.
Yeah.
So to bring laughter to people, it just keeps my spirit fueled, man. It's a gift.
I have to be honest. You've been on this show a lot over the years.
Yeah.
We're in a different studio, so I don't know
Yeah.
if you recognize it, but you've always been great. You've always
Thank
been.
you.
Like,
Thank
certain guests have been on a lot, and they're hit or miss. You know what I mean? You
Okay.
always bring the same energy every time.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I love hearing those. I love hearing those audition stories.
Yeah.
These are things that we never. You know, average citizens never get to experience, never get to hear about. We just assume you walk in and it's
Yeah.
an easy trip to get in the movies, man. But that's a tough battle for you guys, even famous guys.
Well, I'll tell you, if you want to hear one of my funniest audition stories, there was this show called what was the one? It was Jason Lee, the skateboarder guy. He did
My
that
Name is
show.
Earl.
My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
It was a huge hit on NBC. And they brought me in to audition for Earl, you know, for the main role. And I thought, this is kind of cool. He's sort of like a goofy slacker, white trash type of trailer park guy. I thought, this is like, look at me, you know?
Perfect.
And so I go in to meet the top producers and the show creator. It's a guy and a girl. And one of my tricks to audition, especially because I do comedy, when you go into a room, you sort of want to take the energy away from them and make it a world where you're comfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you want to create your own energy and vibe so that when you perform, you're in your own comedic kind of bubble, right?
Yeah,
you create this ambiance. And my trick used to be I'd walk in and inevitably they'd always say, "Hey, Harlan, how are you?" And my trick to level the room to my wacky sense of humor, they go, "How are you?" I'd say, "Not so good." And they'd be like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And I said, "Well, on the way over here, I hit a dog." And they're like, "Oh my God, you hit a dog?" And I said, "Yeah, it was horrible. I hit a dog. It bounced down into a ditch, bounced up and hit a little Korean boy on a bicycle. I killed a dog and a boy on the way over here." So now but I'll drag it out. So they're laughing by the end of it. And now I've got them in the Harlan sort of weird zone. I've set the table, right?
That's genius.
And now mentally, I'm in my own little room, and now they're guests in my room. I'm not guests in theirs. It really worked for me.
That's great.
And so now I go in from My Name is Earl. There's a woman and a guy, creator and producer. And of course, "Hey, Harlan, how are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, not so good." "Oh, what's wrong?" "I hit a dog on the way over." The woman immediately goes, "Oh my God, you hit a dog!" Like freaked out. And it was something I'd never seen before. And she goes, "Oh my God." And then she, instead of just letting me get to my next bit, she did an immediate follow-up question. She goes, "Oh my God, is it okay?" And so now I'm like,
threw you off.
Now I'm off my game, and I went, yeah, it's okay. I saw it in the rearview mirror. I just clipped it. And she goes, "You left it on the road?" You know? Oh my God. And dude, her eyes start watering. And I said, "Yeah, it's okay. I think I saw someone just, oh my God." She starts literally weeping. And I go, "I didn't hit a dog. It never happened."
She's like, "Why would you say?"
Exactly. It was done. I never got My Name is Earl. Although 2 years in, I did a guest appearance on the show.
Was she still upset?
I didn't even see her. I think she was at Stephen King's house eating Cujo or something. I don't know.
Did you see that on a side note? Stephen King's writing a sequel to Cujo.
Oh, really?
I read that this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, have you ever read a Stephen King book?
Oh, tons of them. Yeah, I'm reading one right now, a bunch of his short stories. Yeah.
I can't imagine how that's scary. The rib about the dog.
Yeah, and it's a lovable Saint Bernard. You know what I mean? It was never that
in the movie,
scary.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when a domestic dog goes it becomes like a werewolf.
Fat,
it's like,
slow dog too.
Yeah, it was just I don't know. And if you watch the movie, it's an incredible movie. I rewatched it a few years ago, and it's unbelievable. It's a 2-hour movie, and the first hour and 50 minutes is literally a soap opera.
Right,
it's
right.
about the wife and the husband breaking up. In the last 10 minutes of the movie, she drives to this guy's house for some reason, and Cujo, who has rabies, attacks the car.
Yeah.
It's the last 10 minutes of a 2-hour movie.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
I'm sure he hates. That's why he hates all those movies.
Oh yeah, imagine them taking your work and making it into a movie. But Cujo, it's like every time they cut to Cujo, he looked different. Like, 1 minute he'd just be sort of like kind of sweaty, and then the next shot he's got like Hellman's mustard on his eyes, and he's got relish in his hair, and a tampon stuck to the back of his ear. It's just like, what the hell? It's just like horrible.
Where do you live in LA?
Nosy. No, I live in the hills, Hollywood Hills. Yeah.
I'm going there first weekend in May, or the second weekend in May.
Oh, cool.
I love it. I love it out there. It's still pretty. It's still has its issues, the homeless people and all that stuff. But it's sad to drive through certain areas. But man, I do love it out there. I really do.
Yeah, there's a vibe. I mean, it is the entertainment capital of the world. There's an energy. There's a feeling, but it is like on the surface, it's rough. It's getting worse. The crime, the homelessness, the lack of governing. It's just like it's shameful. They think they're helping people, but they're just making life more miserable for everyone.
I went there and it was bad, and then I went back later in the year, and I think it got worse. Like it just keeps getting worse.
Well, it's going from homeless to motor homeless.
Yeah,
like now it used to be 2 years ago. It was tents all the way up and down the sidewalk, and now somehow the homeless have the money to buy a Winnebago.
But the Winnebagos have no engines in them. They're buying vehicles that don't run and parking them on the streets and living in them.
Yeah, they're Walter White, like crystal meth trailers.
Yeah.
And now instead of tents, you've got the streets are lined with these dirty, horrible camper trailers, and they're in front of people's homes. They're in front of businesses. It's amazingly wrong.
We had a kid that lived in Lakeland, which is north of here, and he decided he wanted to move to Hollywood and become an actor. This is a different kind of live in your car story.
Yeah,
he went out there, couldn't afford to be out there, but was getting auditions and was getting on shows.
Okay.
And stuff. So he bought a van.
Mm-hmm.
The van doesn't drive.
Okay.
Had the van towed in front of an area in front of one of those gyms where he can go take a shower and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then would either ride his bike or take an Uber to his auditions all the time from the van, but just slept in the van.
Right.
And then was doing art and selling his art to like pay for his food and stuff.
Okay.
So the kid was making a life. Eventually he got himself a job at a church, and they let him live in one of the rooms of the church, so he was doing good. But I went to pick him up over there so he could show me around. And you're right. Every street in front of every house, anything that is a van or bigger is somebody living in that thing. Tarps drawn over them and all that. It's
garbage.
crazy.
They throw their garbage on. See, at least your guy, it sounds like he was legitimately pursuing something and trying.
Yes.
Which still doesn't justify parking in front of people's homes. But a lot of these people are not doing that. They're just existing and feeding off the government and doing drugs and who knows what. So it's sad to see. I feel for those people in the street, but
also
it's not the right move, man.
Yeah.
It's disrupting society. It's just not good.
Well, dude, our show's over, and believe it or not. I appreciate you coming in. It's great to see you. See Harlan Williams tonight, 7:30 and 10 at Side Splitters.